It's Juneteenth, damn it. And Friday on Nightcap with Erica, we talk about how creativity plus entrepreneurship equals financial freedom. Talent and literary agent Tiauna Jackson tells us how she built the Jackson Agency. And Deborah Farmer and Ronald Smith wants everybody to bank black. So tune in. Hey, it's Erica from the south side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov. Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. Listen, I know many of you all are out celebrating right now, but those of you all that are at home, ready to have a good time, welcome to the show. As you know, if you're not a newbie, I started this show so that we could have some fun and get our minds off of all the craziness that's going on in the world today. But no better time than the present to celebrate Black folks in all of our glory. So tonight's Juneteenth show is going to be really special because we got some cool folks on. First, I want to give a shout out though before I bring my guests on and tell you all about some of the small businesses that are all Black owned that I want to shout out. Starting with, of course, what I'm drinking tonight. Let me know what you're drinking. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'm always having a Creative Click cocktail. You all know this is a company based on the south side of Chicago. A young Black woman owns it. You tell her what you want. She will mix it up for you, baby, and deliver it to your house. So you cannot beat that. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. And I need a damn drink. I had a long week. So I got this fabulous cup custom made for me. Look at this. This is a mess. This is too much. It's so big, you all can't really see it. It's got my initials on the front. And one of the small businesses I'm shouting out, a woman on the south side, made this cup for me. And she put these feathers on the bottom. I know they're not red, black, and green, but it's still Black. Starlight's lady did this for me. I'm also wearing my Poise Beauty lip, as well as a Kise Style Lines, my little African dress I got on, and So Rebellish earrings. So shout out to all the Black companies that show me love. So I want to show them love. So I hope you all are celebrating Juneteenth and showing love to Black-owned businesses. Not just today, though. Every damn day of the year, 365. Let me know what you're drinking. Let me take a swig. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth. I needed that. Okay. Guys, my first guest started an initiative. This is really important. And I want to make sure that we all jump on board, called I Bank Black and We Bank Black. And they're two best friends from Chicago that are both entrepreneurs and business owners that decided that they wanted to use their power and their voice to get other folks to jump on board and support Black-owned businesses. And this is a nationwide initiative that they're doing. It's a movement, actually, okay? So they want to encourage everybody, business owners, even get savings accounts for your children, whoever's in your family that can bank. We need to start supporting Black banks. They're going to tell us why. I'm talking like I'm drunk already, and I swear I'm not. It's just been a long day, y'all. Let me read the bios. I'm trying to be professional today because they're very professional. You know, my show is like righteous and ratchet. So sometimes I don't pull it all together. I'm trying to be on my best behavior tonight. So the two best friends that are on the show, Deborah Olivia Farmer is president of Brown Farmer Media Group. If you're in Chicago and worldwide, you know who she is. She has a full service Chicago-based communications firm that was established in 2014, and she works with firms to do strategic media advice, to counsel them, and just give them the right way to go when it comes to their media relations. She is fantastic. And that campaign I did for the census, it's because of her that I was even brought on to be a part of that. So I'm so thankful. She's so fabulous. And then her partner in crime is Ronald D.A. Smith Jr. He's the co-founder of Ronald Smith Enterprises, LLC, an investment holding company. Everybody calls him Dion. That's his friend. I'm going to call him Dion too. And he is a child welfare advocate for a private agency contracted with the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, where he recruits, trains, monitors, and develops foster parents to provide safe and loving homes for abused children. He does a lot. His bio is so long, we're not going to read it tonight. We're just going to let him get on and talk about himself. Give it up for Ronald Dion Smith and Deborah Olivia Farmer. Y'all come on to the show. Hey, happy Juneteenth.
I know. Juneteenth. What's up, Black people?
What's up? Yes. What are you drinking, Deborah? You go. Tell me what you drinking, girl?
So I'm drinking Malibu on the rocks.
Yes, I love your glass too. That's very sexy.
Thank you.
Yes. Cheers. And Dion, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some Jamaican rum punch.
Nice. Yaman, take us to the island.
Yaman. I wish I was in Jamaica right now. I can't wait till we can travel again like that, you know, when countries open up. Yes. So thank you all for coming on. I know, everybody's out celebrating and doing their thing. So I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come on my show and talk to me. But when you all sent me the information about your We Bank Black and I Bank Black initiative, I was like, I got to have them on. So I know today you all had people meet you here in Chicago in particular to sign up for accounts at GN Bank in Bronzeville. But first, I want to know, how did you all decide to come up with this? Like, what led you to want to create this initiative?
I'll let Dion really get more into the meat of it, but just a little backstory. Dion and I have been friends, since the late 90s, and we both attended Lewis University, which is a predominantly white institution. And while on campus, Dion was very instrumental in bringing, speakers on campus and people that provided a voice for us being the minority on campus. So to get to the initiative, Dion reached out to me and mentioned he wanted to, to do this initiative about having us. It's actually a tiered effect, and he'll speak to that more. But having us to, invest our monies and to give back to the community by way of banking. Mm-hmm. So, backstory for me: my mom actually worked in banking, so it was a no-brainer for me to jump on board. My mother, in Chicago, worked for several Black-owned banks, from Independence Bank, which went on to own Drexel National Bank, South Shore Bank. She started at Union Bank. So, my mom being my shero, I saw her working that job, and working in the community at that. So again, this is pretty much where it started when Dion reached out about I Bank Black and We Bank Black.
Yeah, I think it's so cool because I've thought about doing something like this before, but I didn't take the initiative to get up and do it. So I want to commend you all for really doing this, because so many times people say they want to do stuff, they say they want to give back or help the community or move us forward, but they don't put things into action. So Dion, you tell me, what was it that made you want to get up and do this and get it done?
Well, on a small scale, I've been investing since the age of 13 and conducted myself with money management ideas and savings and getting other people to save, especially Black people, especially the situation that happened in March where 40 million people lost their jobs. When America caught a cold, Black people caught the flu. economically. And right now, we have a 29% unemployment rate, whereas the overall rate of unemployment in May went down 2.3%. So the economics really affect us here in the United States of America. And I'm really on top of things like that regarding financial awareness. And like a couple of months ago, I talked to Deborah. I was like, I had this awakening that this was really around, and I called her, and I was so excited, and I didn't know what path it was going to take me. And then someone else that I was helping out financially on a personal level say, listen, you need to help more people because what you're telling me, I've never heard before. And I'm just like, I've been knowing this stuff since the age of 13.
Wow.
Why don't you know that? And the financial literacy has not been taken and taught to us in school. And the things about the financial world and the financial industry, we are completely ignorant about. And so I'm trying to bring that awareness and let us know that 10 years ago, we had 54 Black-owned and operated banks. In 2020, we down to 21. And there's a reason why. And I'm trying to bring that awareness for us to get better about banking Black.
And you know what, Erica, too, just a quick, awareness piece, of course, because Dion is like the information's guy, the numbers person, but I'm more of the, the media aspect of things.
Yeah.
There's a film called The Banker that really summed this up. There were two brothers out in California, Joe Morris and Bernard Garrett, I think that was his last name, basically had, tap into the real estate industry. They had a white guy that was their front, and they bought up all of this property, like 177 properties out in LA. They were actually instrumental for changing the laws as related to, real estate for Black people. And then they had the nerve to go to Texas and purchase two banks. And I mean, really. And so even in that regard, you just see how they were shut out and how they were not given the fair treatment to do the work that they were doing in the banking industry. As we know, of course, with this initiative, that's where wealth begins.
Absolutely. And, it's so interesting, y'all. In one way, it kind of it's sad, but it makes sense that, we went from being commodities that were traded and sold ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, so it's no wonder that us being a number and currency for a nation, that now we really are not tuned into the way that money works. But we've got to change that. Like, how do we start though? What do we do to make us catch up when it comes to financial literacy with the rest of the country? Can we catch up?
We can catch up. I definitely think so. African Americans have reportedly $1.3 trillion worth of spending power in the United States of America. And I said trillion with a T.
Damn.
So if you take $1.3 trillion and just take 10% of that, that's $130 billion, right? All the 21 Black operating and owned banks have a capitalization of only $8 billion. So just to get that at that 10% mark, we are $122 billion short. We're not putting the money in to help ourselves in the banks. But a part of the problem is, as I noticed this morning, and people talked to me this morning, it's like, I knew nothing about any Black banks. I didn't know this bank existed. And we have to be educated about how and why the Black banks started in the first place, that they still exist, and so they won't go extinct. Like one of our most famous banks, Seaway Bank, that used to be Black owned, that's no longer Black owned, but people are still banking there because they think it's Black.
Think it is.
And so to Dion's point of not knowing, right? So let's talk about the significance of today, Juneteenth, and 2 years in, you have a group of people that didn't even know they were free. Like, we didn't spread the word. We didn't spread the good news.
Yes.
And that's what we're here to do. We're here to spread the good news. I mean, to Dion's point, there were so many people that had no clue that there was a GN bank. And then we got caught into some semantics and rhetoric with some folks on, well, it's a Ghana bank. It's not really a Black-owned bank. Well, we're not going to deal with that. There's a Liberty. Is it called Liberty, Dion? There's a Liberty Bank in Forest.
There's two locally Black-owned and operated banks in Chicago. GN is one, and GN took over 2 years ago from another Black-owned entity that was Black-owned and operated. And there's another one in Park Forest, Illinois, called Liberty Bank.
Liberty.
And two branches. Liberty Bank is in about 5 different states, and they were started in 1865 down in Tennessee. So those are the 2
Wow.
local banks that we have here in the Chicagoland area. And One United Bank is the largest Black-owned and operated bank, and they have also 2 branches here within Chicagoland area.
Wow.
And I'm right now repping the ATL right down here in the dirty South.
Yes.
You hear me? And in that, we actually went to Citizens Trust Bank today. The bank didn't have the capacity for us to, go in and actually open the accounts. So we opened accounts online, but even still, you got so many other opportunities here in the South as it relates to banking Black.
Wow. So what can we do as far as getting more of the information out? Because it does seem as though maybe the banks too have to do their part with marketing and PR and publicity to make sure the word is out, even if it's social media campaigns. I'm a pretty in the know person. I mean, there's a lot I don't know, but I like staying on top of things when it comes to Black entrepreneurship. And I'm even surprised that I don't see social media campaigns. I don't see ads. I don't see owners of Black banks out really talking about themselves and drawing people to them. What is the reason for that? Or am I just, they are doing it and I'm
No, they're not. And I think that's one of the points too to be made. And it could be intentional, right? So of course, coming from that space, that's what we do, marketing and PR campaigns. But when you think about capacity, maybe there is not the need for them to spread the good news about what it is that they're doing or that they're in the community because maybe they don't have capacity, right? Okay. So that's Dion could possibly speak a little bit further, being that he was on site and had conversations with the owners. But that would be my assessment of things.
What do you say, Dion, about that? Should they be the best kept secret? I mean, there are things that sometimes it's just for us to know about and we spread that word, but I think there still have to be some kind of network or things set up so that even amongst entrepreneurs or, getting some of the people that are in entertainment, high-ranking celebrities, what would it hurt them to put a couple $1,000s just in a savings in a Black-owned bank and just let it, even if it sits for a while? Like, should banks be doing more outreach, or is it better for them to let us just discover them when we can, due to the capacity, like Deb was saying?
Of course, exactly to your point. The banks can't speak to why they haven't had the outreach, and that's another reason why we're doing what we're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm a very big advocate of banking Black and putting our monies to work, because we've known that $1 in the Black community leaves out of our community within 6 hours. In other communities, it may last 4, 5, 6 days before it leaves their community. So there's a problem there in itself. But getting back to your point, it gets back to capitalizing within the bank, and that depends on the deposits in the bank. All our old Black-owned and operated banks have gone away because the elder folks that put the money in the banks in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s didn't create that generational continuance with their children. So all you see is Chase in your face, PNC in your face, Bank of America in your face, Citibank in your face, and people go with what they see. So they're not seeing PN Bank, they're not seeing Liberty Bank, they're not seeing One United for the most part. So therefore, they're not familiar with it. People go with familiarity, being for where they're most familiar at. Yeah. And so that's part of the problem there, is getting it out, and that's what we started today to kick off this initiative.
One thing I want to see, Erica, too, is just taking it back to the old school banking. Again, as I mentioned with my mom working in banking, I remember going, especially on Fridays, because the bank stayed open later on Fridays. Mm-hmm. They would give, as kids would come in, you get a lollipop. I remember that clearly. And then also, like, my mom would bring home these personalized almond chocolate covered almond candies that had the bank on it, and maybe they gave them out to their premier customers. But I just want to see us even in that sense with awareness, but then taking it back to like the old school. We need that.
Well, they really, I guess they need to hire Deb to
how about it, right?
PR campaigns for them, because I do think it's about reaching out to the community. I also wonder, though, and I always stress to my friends that are Black entrepreneurs, yes, I want to buy Black, and I want us to tell other Black people to buy Black, but I want white people to buy Black too. I want Asian people to buy Black. I want everybody to spend green, no matter what color they are. The same with Black banks. I personally, when I saw you all's initiative, reached out specifically to white friends of mine to say, maybe you could consider opening your child's first bank account, go with a Black bank, do something. And I was surprised that many of them called wanting more info, because they were like, I didn't even know Black people owned banks. Of course I'll support. So do you think that's okay too, or do we want Black banks
to we do. We do. And it's funny you say that, because I have a good friend of mine I went to high school with, Keith Carlson, and he lives in Naperville. And when we did the story, CBS did an interview on us, and he immediately said, hey, you know what, can you send me a list of Black owned businesses in Naperville? So yeah, we're asking that. This is, again, a movement, not a moment. We want to make certain that people from all different backgrounds, all different races and nationalities to support this, not just Black people.
Good. Well, I love what you all are doing. I'm so happy that y'all took the initiative to start this and really to move things forward, because you all are both very well rooted in the business community. And I think people, when they see faces like you all pushing something like this, they trust it. They know it's something real that they should get involved with. Because I think sometimes people also are apprehensive about us supporting our own. Like, I even, when I had mentioned to a young woman about the initiative, and that I was going to try my best to get over there to open an account, and she was like, girl, no, I don't know about that. I don't trust no Black bank. And I thought she was joking, but she was dead ass serious. And I was like, but you trust the big banks? What, I mean, I just didn't understand that. Have you all run up against that too, where people have had negative thoughts or things that are just full out lies about the way people think?
What you say, Dion?
Today on a Facebook post.
Exactly.
You always have your negative Nancy's, and you have your other people who always have something negative to say and never want to put in anything positive or have a solution to whatever's going on. So you're going to always have those type of people. Those people, I just nod my head and say, okay, and then I move on, because I know I have bigger things to do.
Yep, exactly. And I think, maybe you could speak to your bigger things and talk about the 4 points that are most important to this campaign. I think one thing that, drives me absolutely bananas is with Black people, and I posted this today, that we need to show each other more grace. Yes. There has to be a level of a compliment, not followed by a but, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because there's always, they do good, but no, we don't want the buts. Let's cut the buts out, okay? And just provide some grace.
I'm so tired of the buts. And I'm just tired of people just automatically assuming that Black means less than, that the customer service won't be there, that the services won't be provided, that they're quick. Even I will take constructive criticism. We need that to grow, but it should be constructive and followed maybe with some suggestions on solutions. Just to come and complain and let me and run my business down the wire down to the ground and not. It's just like, come on. But it bothers me that some people have a negative reaction. But like you said, Dion, there's always going to be negative Nancy's. In particular with you all's campaign and the movement, what are some of the steps that you want people to take when it comes to banking Black? Like, what do we need to do?
Drum roll, Dion. Drum roll,
okay, I have 4 points, but I want everybody to know, and I keep on preaching this, Black banking needs to be generational, for one. It has to be generational. And Confucius said, if you want to plan for a year, plant rice. If you want to plan for 10 years, plant trees. But if your plan is for 100 years, to educate children. So my very first point with Black banking is to have every Black child with a bank account in a Black bank. Once a Black child is born into this world, the very first thing the parents, the grandparents, the godparents, the uncles, and the aunts need to do is open up their child a custodial account at a Black bank. The second thing is that for us to have an emergency savings accounts for adults, there's reportedly an average of $400 that every American has in the bank account, and we don't have emergency savings. So I'm asking that every person, every Black person, if you could keep your money at Chase, keep your money at Citibank, keep your money at all those big institutions that you love so much, but put your emergency savings, the money that you don't want to touch, the money that's specifically for, I need to hit this hammer against this glass and get this money, put that off to the side in the Black bank. And then maybe later on, you can say, hey, I could put more money into this bank because I'm doing well. I'm doing better. I trust this bank. They're treating me right. And the third thing I always say, if you're a Black-owned business and you have Black customers and you're in the Black community, or just for you being a Black-owned business, you should have a Black account in a Black bank.
Yes.
No ands about it. It's oxymoronic to me. And point number 4, if you're a Black politician, if you're a Black preacher or pastor of a church, if you're a community-based organization within the Black community and you're getting federal funds to serve Black pain, you should have some of that money that you're getting in a Black church. Have your building fund from your church in a Black bank. Then you could keep your other money into your tithes or whatever else in Chase and PNC and all that. You can separate your money. If you got $1, keep 75 cents in Chase, put 25 cents in the Black bank. And you can have that balance. We can do 2 things at one time. We can chew gum and walk simultaneously. We are very diverse people, and we've been doing this for over 400 years, living and surviving in 2 worlds.
That's the brother that used to bring Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu to Lewis University, honey.
Yes.
White Catholic brother college. And we have Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu on campus. You hear me?
Yes. And I love that. And the fact that you're saying it doesn't have to be an all exclusive thing. You're not saying go withdraw, go on and get all your little money and take it up out of Chase. Your little couple dollars. No, we're not saying that. You can keep money in Chase, but let's start funneling and move some of that over to Black banks. And that's what I was going to ask you all, if you suggest that maybe even startups, Black businesses that are like small businesses, independent contractors, do you suggest that they go ahead and bank with Black banks? And you've already answered the question, because I know for me, for a new company that I'm starting and my non-for-profit that I'm starting, I had already decided I'm going to make sure that I put my money in a Black bank.
Yeah, I want to add about it. And I think just, to that point, being a small business owner, there has to be a level of you being inconvenienced for just a mere moment, right? Because I think that's the other reason why we have, assimilated to the Chases of the world, because they're so convenient. They're on every corner. So I would just have to say maybe not to deter from banking Black, but maybe for a small business owner, that if you have an account at a major bank, keep it there until you build some relationships with the Black bank, because what I have heard and what I see is that you'll find yourself frustrated too, because again, we're talking about capacity here.
Yeah.
I mentioned, they started with 54 Black banks. My mom in Chicago, she probably worked for maybe 5 of the 10 at the time, over a period of like 25, 30 years in the banking industry for her. And again, now what are we down to 2? So at this point, again, it may not be that there's capacity for many of them. So just for us not to put ourselves out of business too, we want to be mindful of, what makes sense. And it might not make sense to have that to be your primary account for the moment. Got it.
Okay. And I appreciate that honesty. I'm definitely, though, as far as the savings goes, I'm on it. I'm going to open a savings and I was a little nervous about going out today because I am really still heavily socially distancing.
Yeah.
I know you can open an account online. Like, it's just time to be about it, y'all.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. And we gotta, take all the handouts that we can at this moment, because you have organizations. One of my girlfriends is in PR, Patrice Armstrong, and she mentioned one of her clients asked her to send a recommendation of Black books to read and also stories on Black people. These organizations are finally getting with it. Why do we have to give you a list of, movies to watch, from the Khalif Browder story to the Free Meek Mill? You should have already watched that on Netflix.
Exactly. I've been aware. Wow. Well, once again, I love what you all are doing. Before you go, is there anything else you all want to say to everybody about your I Bank Black initiative? And I'm really hoping everybody sees you, reaches out. You see their information on the bottom, and do what you can. I even gave they gave the website for the nationalbankers.org that has the listing of all the African American owned banks across the U.S. So you don't have no excuse. There's somewhere near you that there is a bank, and you can start a savings account next week. Let's do it. But do you all have anything, final words you want to say before you get out of here?
Yeah, I'm going to let Dion in, but I wanted to just say this, just to the end of commending Dion for all the hard work of, even coming up with this idea. Today, he was at the GM Bank in Chicago, and they had close to 80 people to open an account, whether in person. I mean, that's major, right? And we didn't have a lot of time to get the word out. I mean, we did get a little bit of media coverage. Thank you for this opportunity. But again, you just look at the impact from today alone, right?
Yes.
People, come on, that's big. That's good. Congrats.
Absolutely.
My boy.
Yes. And I'm telling you, Dion, y'all have inspired me. I'm like, I need to make sure that my nieces and nephews, they do have accounts. They're at major banking, but their TT account, when I get them a little bit of money, I need to go ahead and give me a TT account for them at a Black bank. And then even as a nice graduation gift, I mean, I have young people that I have relationships with that want to call me, college time, and ask for a little bit of money. Let me see about putting some money aside for them in a savings at a Black bank. But Dion, you're gonna close us out. So what do you want the people to know?
Well, when I got to GN Bank today, the general manager came to me and was like, "We didn't think you were for real." I had been going to the bank all week and meeting with somebody. They were like, yeah, all right. How many accounts you gonna open? I said, listen, I can flood this sucker if I wanted to, but what's your capacity you can handle within 2 hours? Well, within 2 hours on site, we opened up 27 accounts, and they were unable to open up 5 more because they were leaving early today unexpectedly.
Because of Juneteenth.
But the general manager, the first thing he said to me this morning was like, I was wondering why we had this influx of online accounts. We've never had that many accounts opened up online before, ever in the history of since we've taken over this bank. Wow. And he was like, I see why. And this is from people from throughout the country that people don't even live in Chicago. So it's not necessarily, people that's here that couldn't make it out to the site this morning. But a lot of my friends that don't live here decided to open a bank account at GM Bank because I asked them to.
Yes.
And the very last thing is that Black banking needs to be generational. That's why we've gone from 54 banks down to 21, because we don't bring up the next generation to bank Black. And that's why I'm saying that my primary goal is for every Black child that's born or that's here to have a custodial account in their name at a Black bank, a past savings account, and take them to the bank to deposit their money whenever they get it, at birthdays, Christmas, whatever time they get it, good report cards, and for them to, take their money up to the teller, take their passbook up in there, and they can see that pride. They can see themselves doing it, and it becomes habit forming. And then it gets passed down from generation to generation to generation. So 200 years from now, it'll be like secondhand, like breathing.
Right. They just
tell the people, right?
Yes. That is awesome, y'all. And listen, everybody, do me a favor. You see the information scrolling below. If you just happen to go to a bank on your own, a Black bank, please use the hashtag #IBankBlack or WeBankBlack or both, and make sure you take a shot of you and your new account and put it online.
Yeah. That's right.
I also want to encourage you all in other cities to join this initiative. You can reach out to Deborah, you can reach out to Dion, let them know if you want to do something at the bank, the Black bank in your neighborhood. Let's get it going. Let's use this hashtag, and let's just keep the fire going. Because some people are in it because it's Juneteenth and they're riding the wave, but this needs to go on. It needs to be not a moment, like Deborah said, it needs to be a movement. And if we want to see significant change in our communities, we gotta make sure that we are financially free. You can break off every chain you want, but if you are still bound financially to folks that are that don't look like you, you're not gonna have no freedom. So with that being
break
said,
every chain, break every chain.
Yes, I heard the damn song so many times today. I'm like, if one more person sing that damn break every chain, listen. But I'm happy about it because we are breaking chains.
We are.
So if y'all raise your glass, I just want to toast two best friends that are also entrepreneurs and took it upon themselves to empower their people, their community by encouraging folks to bank Black. I just want to say I adore you both. Thank you for taking the lead and being such strong people in our community that is trying to make things happen for all of us. And like Dion said, not just today, but for the generations, for 200 years from now, folks will be still saying, I bank Black, and it'll just be a common thing. It won't be something that's a novelty. It'll be commonplace. So I'm so happy y'all are doing this. Thank you. Cheers to you.
I appreciate
you. My other bestie, Latasha, for hipping me to the Zoom game or the whatever this game is, because I hope I have my camera positioned properly. Because
you look fabulous, and I see your red lip, girl. I see your red lip. You sexy girl. Yes. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. I know Dion got things to do. He want to go out. Deborah, you said you going to bed for the night.
You hear me? I'm about to wash this lipstick off and get under the bed. You hear me?
I will call you tomorrow.
Okay, with me tonight. I really appreciate it. And
love you, Erica.
Yeah, and come back anytime. And again,
thank you, Erica.
The census thing with the city of Chicago.
Thank you for doing that. You were like so delightful. I mean, the spot. Are you serious? Thank you.
And not to brag, mine was one of the ones that got the most hits on social media.
You know, I know, honey. You know, I know numbers, baby, the metrics, baby.
Y'all know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's a compilation video to give the others a lift, honey, because you brought it. You hear me?
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. And happy Juneteenth. And
have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, y'all. Get y'all money together. Let's get these bank accounts rolling. See the information strolling below. Go to www.nationalbankers.org. Find a Black bank in your city. And let's get it popping. Get you scrounge up you a little quick. $3. And put it in the bank. Stop playing games. You know y'all got it. People that watch my show, y'all got a lot of money. I already know. So don't be shy or stingy. Okay. So speaking of Black entrepreneurship, this is big, especially for those of you all that work in the arts and entertainment. You already know that when it comes to the business of show business, a lot of the people that are behind the scenes, that are the power brokers, are the gatekeepers. They are the true game changers in this industry. And there is a game changer on the scene that has been making major moves and major waves. I got so excited. I first read about her in the New York Times, and me being a woman that works in entertainment, I like to keep up with what other Black women have going on because I like to celebrate them. And I just get really excited. Now, if you don't know, many of the top level and even mid-level actors that are in Hollywood and writers are not repped by people that look like them if they're Black folks. It's few and far in between that there are Black agents that are able to penetrate that system and get in there and really make major things happen. So we've got a sister, Tiauna Jackson, and her agency, the Jackson Agency, is like the talk of the town. So I'm so excited to meet her today because if we're going to really talk about entrepreneurship and financial freedom, that also means that we got to start taking over certain areas of industries that normally don't invite us in. We got to either build our own doors or kick them goddamn doors in. And I think Tiana's doing a bit of both, but she definitely has built her own door. So all you actors, pay attention. All you writers, if you have questions, get ready. I want to read her bio and give her an official introduction. Let me see here. Okay. Tiauna Jackson is a talent and literary agent for the Jackson Agency, headquartered in Century City, California. Ms. Jackson built her agency from the ground up within the entertainment industry's most competitive market, LA. If you don't know what LA is like, and for there to be a Black woman whose agency is making major moves out in Hollywood, that's big shit. Sorry to curse. Anchored on Avenue of the Stars in Century City. Okay, Tiauna, Century City, I see you. She's decided to start her own agency after finding barriers of entry for writers of color, LGBTQ, and senior citizens. She made history by becoming the first Writer Guild of America franchise in Atlanta, Georgia, and is believed to be the first known Black woman with 100% ownership of her own agency to become a WGA franchise in LA. This is major, okay? With her agency dedicated to the underestimated, underrepresented, and underserved, Jackson applies a root for the underdog mentality to fostering the careers of emerging artists. She looks forward to providing representation that matters to the exceptionally talented artists in the world. Like I said, Google her, look up her New York Times article. That was major for them to write about her. Let's bring her to have a nightcap with us. Tiauna Jackson.
Yeah!
You holding your drink up already. Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I can hear you now. How are you doing?
Can you hear me now?
It's a delay.
What?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Okay. Yes.
I'm good. How are you?
You are here.
Thank you.
And I love it.
Excited. I drank like 3 of these real quick. So
now, what are you doing?
I had to catch up. So I'm primed and ready.
Yes. Wait, but what are you drinking though? What is it?
This is Stella Rosa Rosso of some sort. Yep. Nope, not a hand model.
It looks bougie. I love it.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Something.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So what did you do today for Juneteenth? I know you were probably working.
Yeah, I had a meeting around 2, but I went to a Black-owned restaurant for lunch today and had a really great chicken sandwich and mac and cheese. It's very stereotypical. Yes, I'm Black.
You bliggity Black, and I love it. And that's why people are loving you, because you are a Black woman making things happen. And I love that. I'm so happy to meet you. I just know for myself, when I first started acting and writing and stuff, I had always said my dream team would just be some badass Black women. I was like, I want a Black woman to be my publicist. I want a Black woman to be my manager. I want a Black woman to be my agent. And then I always wondered, though, when I look at the red carpets, I always see white publicists wrangling the artists. And then I see their managers are white men and their agents are typically white men. And I was like, there has to be something to this, because I ain't the only one that's saying I want all Black. What is the real wall or barrier that people of color are hitting when it comes to them being able to represent talent, especially the top tier talent? What is that about?
People don't believe that we're qualified.
Wow. And it's that simple.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't believe. Wow. But we run everything else. Anytime a corporation wants a problem solved, they go to a Black woman to be their crisis manager and fix their problems. Like, Black people are known for being critical thinkers, amazingly savvy business people. Why in the world would somebody just assume that you're not qualified to manage the career, especially of some folks that look like you?
Because all of our entertainment shows us as prostitutes and drug dealers.
Yes. And
they don't show us being great.
I remember when I was younger. Say that again. It's a delay for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. They don't show us being great.
They never do. And to think that we're still going through that in 2020, where we still have to look at stereotypical roles on television. Do you think that is it changing? Will it change? And if so, how will the change happen?
It's changing slowly. Obviously, we're under a quarantine, and then we had some social justice activities that are perhaps changing the blueprint of America, but it remains to be seen.
Yes. Wow. Man, so with that being said, what inspired you to start an agency and become an agent? Where did that, because it's like knowing that the playing field is not equal and that you'd be really swimming amongst sharks, literally. What even gave you the gumption to say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and be an agent. I'm just going to shit on them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was, there was a barrier to entry, and we got to a point where if I didn't do it, it wasn't going to get done, right? Because nobody else was stepping up to do it.
Wow. So you started your agency in 2014. And your focus was to make sure that the underrepresented and the underdog would have a fair shake at having quality representation, and also somebody that was going to root for them and make sure they push them forward in opportunities. I can personally say, from being a person that's had representation that rep me before, that didn't get me, didn't see the real talent or full scope of even the beauty of me, didn't really have my back the way I would think representation should. Do you find that artists that may have had white reps before, and now that they get to be with you, is it almost like a damn kumbaya, like come to Jesus crying experience? Like, it's got to be like, thank you, God, finally.
I mean, they send me cupcakes, so maybe.
Yes, they love you. They love you. Absolutely. Yeah. If they're sending you cupcakes, they love you.
They feed me and clothe me. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And then my thing is this. So then you go from repping, it's one thing to rep actors and performers of that nature. Now you're repping writers, and you are WGA franchise. Like, I have to drink to that. That is, hello, listen. I could imagine. So then when you're working with studio heads and network folks and production companies, and the rep on the other is, they hear you as a Black woman on the other line, how the hell does that conversation go? Because I know they're expecting somebody different on the phone.
Okay, not everybody's nice. So let's start with that. Okay. There are a lot of walls that we are still encountering, even with a diversity and inclusion initiative. But what's funny is that I think they have this like script that they follow. So I'm on the phone with one of the studio executives, and I'm asking what the requirements are to submit my writers. Like, what does he want? Does he want us to just send over a sample? Does he want the bio? What does he want exactly? And he goes and he says, well, they need to be diverse. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, we're a Black agency. You can't get any more diverse than this.
What else do you want?
So I think they're not, I'm a unicorn. They're not used to talking to a Black agent. Let's just call it what it is. They are not used to it. So they say things that are redundant when speaking with me over the phone.
Wow. That is crazy. It's probably really blowing their minds, because I mean, if you think about it, they are probably typically in a situation where it is somebody white on the phone, and it has to be a thing where, like, hey, diversity typically seems to be code for, we need some Black folks, we need some gay people, we need all the people we normally shut out. And it's like, you're talking to somebody that's in business specifically for that purpose, to rep these people. I wonder how many of them.
Single-handedly, I check all the boxes.
Right.
Literally, so like you can't get more diverse than Tiauna Jackson. Literally. Right. I'm a Python. There aren't a lot of those. Come on.
Well, let me ask you, with just like with them thinking an agent is not a Black agent doesn't have the skill set to really rep talent. Do you find that they feel the same way about diverse talent as well, that we can't measure up, especially when it's coming to things like writing?
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, one of the things that I'm talking about a lot lately is a thing we call the barrier to entry, right? And we know what it is. It means Black folks ain't working. They're not working in entertainment. They've been held out, kept out, shut out, whatever it is you want to call it. We're not working. And so what happens is they will go out of their way to now say, okay, we're open to writers of color, but we're only going to take them if they're at the supervising producer level and above. And so you can understand, you start off as writer's PA, then you go into like staff, and then you might get to write some episodes, and then you might be like script coordinator-ish, and then supervising producer, and have various levels of duties. You could just be that supervising producer that just deals with script. You could be that supervising producer that deals with casting. It kind of gets to mid-level management. So when we're talking about barriers to entry, you're already acknowledging that you've deliberately, systemically, happily prevented Black faces from entering into your workplace. And then when you open the door to these Black faces, you say, oh, sorry, mid-level management only.
That doesn't, wow.
Yes.
Okay. So it's much deeper than those of us think on the outside looking in. And I think we don't have access typically to know this kind of information. I mean, most of up until recently, I would say a lot of my friends that were writers didn't even really know how to even get an agent to pay attention to them to get representation, let alone what they should have prepared. And then since many of them are not writing for leisure, but writing great content, but not having anyone anywhere to get it to, they're not going to be the supervisor producer unless it's just, it's like, I need the barriers to entry. That is deep. That it angers me.
That's on the writer side. Don't even get me started on casting and IATSE. Like, it's everywhere.
It's wow. So what, Tiauna, what do we do? Can things, will it change? Will we see better times for us, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes?
Basically, with my last dying breath, it will change.
Yeah.
My call to action now is to start focusing your attention on the behind the scenes stuff. Don't pay attention to the Black British faces they're putting out there for you, because that's what they're doing.
Yes.
You start paying attention to who's casting this thing, who's producing this thing, who's the cinematographer, who's the sound recorders, okay, who did costumes. Start paying attention to the crew.
Yes.
Start paying attention to the casting directors. Then you can start focusing on, okay, who are the executives at the studios? Like, everybody's going to start having to do a deep dive and start looking at who is employed at these places, who is employed on these projects, who's employed at these agencies, at these studios, at these post-production facilities. What do these offices look like? That's what you're going to need to start looking at, because what you're going to find is that you got bamboozled this year after they pandered and catered towards Oscars So White. They said, okay, you want more Black faces? We're going to give you Black faces. And they gave us a non-Black American MLK.
Yes.
A non-Black American Fred Hampton is on its way.
Yes.
And a non-Black American Harriet. Hooray. Black
Hooray.
history, right?
And I was wondering, and let me be clear, everybody watching, I don't want to hear y'all damn mouths that we have some issue in particular with Black Brits.
I'll say that right now. Hold on, because the little Africans be coming after me and call me a xenophobe. Bridget John, she's in the room right now, a Nigerian princess. She makes sure I'm squared away. She sends me masks and she makes me shirts. We're not xenophobic.
Right.
What I'm focused on right now is Black American economic empowerment.
Absolutely.
And we can't do that if the studios keep outsmarting us and saying, well, you said you wanted a Black face, so we gave you a Black face. We need to be more specific and say we need Black American faces to start. You already know Blacks are very inclusive, welcoming people. You know,
Yes.
They know this. So you know we're going to look out for everybody. But the game that they're playing right now is preventing us from even getting these jobs because they're giving these jobs to other people. I'm not going to say that these people weren't the best match for the role, but what I'm going to say is there is an obvious trend and a pattern and everybody needs to wake up and start paying attention.
And you know what? And so you just said that. I didn't even think about the fact that it could possibly be about even the economic component of it and keeping African Americans from getting closer to academic financial freedom.
Yes.
I was also thinking about the fact that there seems to be some issue, some animosity towards Black Americans. It's like we were brought here to be enslaved, and once you couldn't enslave us anymore and have any more use for us in that way, it's like bye, be gone. I feel like they feel that sometimes Black Brits are more, is palatable, the word. I just wonder, what is it about it that you feel very gung-ho about giving a Black Brit a role, but you just don't want to see Black Americans succeed? And that financial aspect of it is very interesting.
I could start a propaganda piece and say that it's an exchange for work visas. Think about it.
Yes.
They still up in here. They're not going back home.
Right.
So it's a,
yeah,
it's a kind of thing.
Yeah. Damn. I know, it's just like, there's just certain things I feel like really I would love to see an African American play that role. With all that we've been through, but I felt, in some ways I felt guilty. Like, am I dissing the woman that played Harriet Tubman? I know her name. I can't think of it right now. I don't want to feel like I'm hating on her because I think her voice is beautiful. I think she's an awesome performer. But I was like, that Harriet Tubman, I was like, I really wanted an African American woman to play that. They could really embody that role.
I'm happy we weren't in that movie.
Well, once I saw the film, that's something different.
Yeah, they can keep that.
Yeah. Once I saw the film,
what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna turn a head injury into some sort of vision thing and an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter? Nah, we good.
Yeah. And it also, I'm tired of the watered down history as well. They look like after school specials. The music is perfect. I've never seen so many enslaved people that look like they use shea butter every goddamn night and have the most perfect, beautiful skin. And their clothes are ironed and not tattered. Like, they got full on fucking furniture in their home, their cabins. I was like, it just looks so, it's a romancing of that. But anyway, that's another story. It bothers me overall.
So that people can say, see, they liked being slaves. Look at that. Yes. They've got a lot of seats.
Yes. Master was good to them. See? And they had a hit song. They got nominated for an Oscar. Come on. Slavery was good. Good music came out of slavery. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I'm tired. See, people would say, I'm tired of slave films. And I would be like, we need to hear our history and culture. But then when you see what's being produced, it's like, nah, this ain't our history and our culture.
Right. I look at the chat right now. And I looked at the chat right now. And Queen and Slim, she married a white man in real life. And it made me think about that meme that came out after Joni Turner said she was pregnant with Pacey's baby from Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
And you were like, it's not Queen and Slim, it's Queen and Ted.
I was like, I knew people were going to come for her with that. And once again, to each his own. Because it's like in one way, I think she's gorgeous. I was so happy to see a dark-skinned woman that was sexy and empowered. But then I was like, there's something up. And I don't know what it is, but you're shedding some light on it. I'm going to start thinking a little deeper about this stuff. It angers me, though.
How do you think I feel? I get the breakdowns. I get to see the utter shit that they are casting.
And then even the casting directors, though, like, there aren't enough ones of color. And then when they are, it seems like they're only wanting them to just cast the thugs, the prostitutes, the wayward souls. It's a bit much.
And you know why they'll say they'll say they can't find any. That's what they love to say now. We can't find any.
Well, see, that's what I think that was the Hollywood Reporter or somebody did the story about Black female writers in particular. Like, no more saying you can't find any Black writers, because here goes 70 chicks for you right here that are in this article that you could hire. But even with that, there needs to be more of us behind the scenes so it can be authentic. I'm tired of seeing shows that are written by people that don't know the culture, they think we are a monolith. Even, no disrespect, these shows that have been about Chicago. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm living here now. And I'm like, they're not talking like us. They're not dressing like us. Nothing about it is true to what it is. And then you find out nobody on the staff has probably ever even visited Chicago before, and it's a lot of white writers. So I'm like, what do we do to make sure things behind the scenes are authentic, or do the powers that be just don't care? They don't care. They just want to produce product. They don't care about it being authentic.
Dealing with a workflow that has existed for quite some time, and so writers' rooms have a very specific structure that they follow. And so what you're seeing is a result of that. And you're also dealing with a system that has existed for so long that they're so used to white men writing these narratives, not even just for the Black experience, the white woman experience for that matter. So you have people with a certain point of view trying to, call themselves, cultured or whatever, to try to give voices to these other characters that they really just can't simply identify with. And that's not to say that a writer can't write anything, but if we're over here collectively saying, hey man, all these movies seem a little inaccurate, it's because they're not being written by us. And then I will say this, if they are now being written by us, it's being written by folks who have no business writing the shit.
Yes.
That's why the stories are fucked up too. So just throwing that out there.
Yes, I'm sitting there like, let me take a drink too. I'm totally.
You gotta get on my level. You told me in the email, we got to turn up. I lived up to my end of the bargain. You got to catch up. Meet me where I'm at.
Well, damn, you had 3 drinks before me.
That's what I'm talking about. There you go.
I'm a lightweight, Tiauna. I'm a lightweight.
I got to drive home after this.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I needed a drink. I'm happy to have this drink. So now I want to get to the juicy stuff and with the stuff these damn earrings. Let me take them off.
Yeah, girl, I've been watching you struggle with them for like 30
minutes. This is a problem. I'm trying to support these damn, the brands, but sorry, whoever sent me these earrings.
They were nice though.
Yeah, thank you. It's not working. The juicy stuff is what actors want to know. In particular is, how can I get on your roster? What doesn't act? That's what they're all tuning in for. It's like, I want to be signed to her. What do I do? How do I do it? What are you looking for when it comes to adding talent to your roster? Are you even adding anybody right now?
No, I signed like 25, 30 new people over COVID. We good.
You're good.
See, here's the thing. I don't like bandwagoners. I've been out here for 6 years talking about all of these things. And now all of a sudden, y'all want to come here because you see me in the New York Times.
Yeah.
That's not how I get down. You should have been down for me since day one, like my clients are. So that's
and you know what? I get it. And even, you know what? Kudos to you. God damn it. Yes. And I feel the same way too with some of the stuff I'm doing. It took me as a performer to go live in New York for 10 years and come back. And then everybody in Chicago wants me on everything. But when I was here living, doing my thing, I got no attention. People just jump on bandwagons and that's what they do. But I think, I don't know. I once again, that whole idea of Black representation doesn't have the skill set. I think that's a bill of goods, some bullshit that's been sold to performers as well. And they're afraid to jump. And then when they see the main New York Times and all you're making white agents scared now, right? So they see that and then it's like, oh, now I want to be signed to her. But it also just could be some of them weren't ready for you yet, and now they've gotten their shit together.
And their requirements. How about that? And then you can check the website for open call when we have it. First and foremost, we're a Black-owned agency. I don't do no code switching. I tell you like it is. I work ridiculously hard for each and every one of my clients. All of my clients know about one another. We care about one another. We help one another. And we are extremely conscious and active about what's been going on in the industry. So if you're just coming here just trying to have an agent, to say you have an agent, this is not the place for you. We are social justice warriors, like for real. I got activists on my roster that are like, yeah, no, we're going to burn it down. They've been protesting since the 60s. I'm rolling with these cats because they see what I'm trying to do and they want to be here to help. And so if that's not you, this is not going to be the place for you. You're not about to change me, baby. I got an afro.
Yes.
I'm not some Oreo, yo. I'm not Clarence Thomas. But that's what you're going to get at these other agencies. You know, I was laughing because I'm waiting to watch it live, but CAA did a thing called Amplify. It's funny because I talk about them so much. So let me just go ahead and say I would love to work there, but they need like help. But they had this town hall and they started off with the new sister. Let me see, I got the tab open right here. They started off with the new sister who is on the board, Lisa Joseph Metellus or Metellus. I'm not sure how you name it. And she starts off and she says, I'm on the board of CAA as of 2 weeks ago. And I thought to myself, why now?
Why now? Yeah.
I paused right there and I literally like fell out my chair at the office just laughing. Why now? Is the question. And it's a question that a lot of Black folks are being called up, being made partner, and being assigned to boards, and they try to put me on a task force. Okay.
I don't know if they want you on a task force because whatever they trying to catch, your ass is gonna catch you.
You know, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the name though.
Right.
Because that shit sounds like slave catcher. But all right.
That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know if that task force is catching white men, maybe, and checking them. But I don't. Yeah, no.
I mean, ultimately for me, it's about where I can do the most good. I started this agency because nobody would hire me. And even 2 years ago, I went and interviewed at several agencies. Even after all of this, before the New York Times article came out in February last year, I interviewed at several agencies, bigger agencies that have names. No one would hire me. Even went to a Black-owned agency, even though he don't identify as Black. He wouldn't hire me.
Well, you weren't going to be happy there with somebody that didn't identify as Black. That was a problem.
I wanted to be somewhere where I could do the work that I needed to do.
Oh, absolutely.
That's my whole thing. It's like, yeah, Jackson Agency is cool. It's my name. I don't care. As long as I can be somewhere where we can get the job done, that's all I care about. Because that's the platform that I'm about, especially after making all this history, right? I shouldn't be making history in 2019.
In 2019.
And that's the issue. And unfortunately, it's a familial trait. My grandfather, my mother's father, he was the first Black mechanic hired by LA County.
Wow.
My father, first Black superintendent of the Reynolds manufacturing plant in LA. So when all of a sudden I'm the first Black woman doing this, I'm the first Black doing that, I'm the first Black woman on the task force, I'm getting tired of being the first Black anything at this point.
Right.
It's cool. It's great to talk about. You know, it makes for interesting conversation, interesting press. But let's be honest here. It is 2020.
Yeah.
And I'm still becoming the first in certain things, man.
The first. And then I wonder, though, especially for a person like you, when you get in those rooms and you're the first, which means you're also the only.
Yes, it's awkward as fuck.
I'm like, is it even a real safe place for you?
I'm the only Black person there. That shit is fucking weird, man.
Yeah, yeah. And you're not gonna bite your tongue and pacify them and make things sound good.
I don't. So let me say this. I'm Black on like everything that I do, but when I'm at these parties, I just kind of sit there and look at them and watch them and be like, damn, they don't hire no Negroes nowhere.
Yep.
None of the offices. Like y'all ain't got nobody. And then if they do, I go and talk to them. They're a baby straight out of college. They don't know shit yet.
They don't know.
I don't have time to entertain that.
Right.
I'm on other shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know? Wow. Like I was at one party and these douchebags from another agency came in wearing glitter and shit, right? So they come in, oh, we're here. And I'm like, oh, wow. So we have name tags on. And so it's, you know, Tiauna Jackson, Jackson Agency. And so little white girl, about 23, walks up to me. So you're with Jackson? And I said, I am Jackson.
Right.
Like,
bitch.
That's what
I am Jackson, bitch. Why you didn't add the bitch on
these parties? See, it just, I can't. I'm also an introvert. You know, I talk a lot of shit. I love talking shit. That's just a Black thing we do, right? We love talking shit. but I'm actually naturally an introvert. So when I'm at these spaces, and I'm also an empath too. So when I pick up on shit, I just kind of shut down and, put up my little Wakanda shields, and I'm like, nah. So it makes it difficult. And I'm also fucking 5'9" with shoes on. So you just got this Amazonian black woman with her natural hair, like, hey,
her natural hair.
Yeah. I literally wear glasses because a client told me that when you wear glasses, you're considered less threatening.
Oh. So now you're the big black agent that comes in scaring all the white folks.
Pretty much.
Shame on you, Tiauna. Shame on you. No, I'm loving it. It's like, if you're gonna be what you're doing is revolutionary, and I think it's gonna take a strong woman like you that has a I give no fucks attitude to really make a difference and a change in this industry. Will you save every soul? I mean, you probably gonna be like that quote they say is Harriet Tubman. I would have saved more, but some of them didn't know they were slaves.
So I'll tell you the truth right now. You want to know something?
Yes, please.
Of course you do. Good friend of mine. Shout out to Pre. Oh, damn, I done spilled the wine on the desk. Damn, son, I'm at half the bottle, girl. Okay.
Listen, this was all full almost.
He told me, he dared me. He double dog dared me. He said, I want you to send 100 messages to A-list celebrities and tell them about your agency and ask them if they want to make the switch. And I did that. I DM'd 122 of your favorite people.
And probably some bitches I don't like. Go ahead.
No response. So it's like I tell people, there are people that are pro-black on social media.
Yes, girl.
But they're not pro-black in real life.
No. There are some fake ass woke people that use that as their platform, that they're these little sister soldiers and I'm woke and I'm a black woman and I'm this and I'm that. And I know personally, some of them have made calls to keep me off of projects and off shows, have hated on me, hate on other black women behind the scenes, and have a whole team of others working for them and with them. At the same time, I have another friend that is, a recent series regular on a show on a major network. And she said it was pushed on her to have white publicists. She's like, they swarm in and she felt like if I say no, then will that mean I'll miss out on opportunities? So I think
dissect that because let's dissect it because I know what it is.
Yeah. And she was just like, she called me like, Erica, it's like I had to beg them to say, I don't care what you do. Find a black custodial worker, somebody that even just works sweeping the floors and teach them how to write a media alert because I need somebody black. And they went and grabbed a random little black girl and gave her an internship so that she could handle her and work with her. But I'm like, if that's happening there, I know it's happening at all levels. But yeah, there are a lot of people that front like they are so for the cause, but it's just a part of their branding, but it's not how they're really living their lives. You're
dealing with being handled. Okay. Yes. That's the code. That's the terminology we use. Like we need a +1 for the handler. So it's, if you want to dive into conspiracy theories, it's just like what they were talking about with MK Ultra. You have your handler. Okay. So it's the same theory. And so they're like, okay, if they're going to have, black people coming in and working, we're going to make sure that they don't understand how we do what we do. They have to detrimentally rely upon us, and we gonna keep it white as right. Look, I tell people this all the time. Talent makes the agency. I can promise you this right now. Lena Waithe, if you leave, come here, you'll still have work because the work follows you now. You've made it. And that's what people don't understand. Once you get to that level, you have made it. You can go somewhere else and do things because they will follow you to come and try to get to you. We know this. I had Erica Vari at one point. They followed him. They went on IG. Oh, he's at the Jackson Station now. Everything came into our inbox. We didn't have to go out and get shit for Eric. I'm telling you all this. So at this point, if you're really going to sit up here and follow these A-listers and believe all this bullshit they're tweeting and their little foundations and, oh, here's my trans daughter, I care about her now, even though I'm monetizing her.
Yes.
Unfollow me, don't fuck with me, don't email me, don't even fucking know me, because you are so lost in the fucking sauce. I don't want shit to do with you.
And I want, first of all, talking to you is like really a breath of fresh air, because I was nervous, not necessarily nervous, but sometimes I'm like, maybe certain opportunities haven't happened for me yet because God is protecting me from some stuff. I really was feeling like maybe everybody that's in entertainment, working in this industry, are all sheep. So every time, now and then, when I come across somebody that speaks their mind, that will call the bullshit what it is, it makes me go, oh, okay, everybody is not cuckoo. And some people just, I don't even know if they're cuckoo. It's just, they don't have a backbone and just want to just make their money and go home and be quiet. I don't know.
And so that's the conversation that I'm having within the community that I built for myself. I realized a while ago, just like Noah, you can't put everybody on the ark now.
No, everybody can't go.
So I said, all right, let me go find some like-minded individuals. And so I've started to build my little circle, okay? And now we're having that conversation because of this damn task force. Because I'm like, yo, I don't think the task force is going to let me be me. What we going to do? Okay? So I had to spend the weekend thinking about this task force and what I was willing to let go, you know? Or did I want to say, bump the task force. I'm just going to keep doing me and do what I do. And so we had to make that decision collectively, and they all gave me their input. And I'm very appreciative of that because it gave me the perspective that I had, but I needed that support and solidarity, if that makes sense, from my community to know, all right, here we go. We about to go do whatever we about to do.
Right.
And so like you're saying, that is the central question. If somebody says, yo, I can put you on right now, Erica, but you can't say shit about white folks. You can't say shit about this. You're going to have to go to gay shit. What you going to do? And that's what I'm saying. That's what you got to think about. And before y'all, you're anti-gay. I'm a fucking lesbian. So shut up.
Yeah, no, I know. And I get it. But let me say this. I also, because of where I'm from and the way we do things here, kind of the mentality here, sometimes you get in the room and be covert with the changes that you're making. It doesn't always have to be like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm here, and this is the way the shit is going down right now from now on. Now, and if you ain't with it, kiss my ass. Sometimes it's like you get in there and the ass kissing will start being gentle. It won't be as rough. You work your way in there. Listen, I love my people. There's some shit I'm not gonna sit down for. I'm gonna stand by. If all else fails, I can always be in Chicago writing ghetto ass plays and putting them up and making some money and still be able to afford me a house and a car. I don't have to have superstardom. I'm good. I can do some hood shit and it'll be all right. But I think sometimes if you want to make major change, you've got to get in the door. But I think really it's what you have to deal with because you're being a rep and being behind the scenes. You see this shit that the average actor, we're not privy to that information.
Listen,
you're seeing and hearing shit for real.
You haven't lived until you get a phone call late at night from a casting director asking you just how dark is an actor that they're interested in. Yeah. So when you wonder why I'm like fed up with the bullshit, just think about all the things that I've like put out there of what I've been through.
And then they're used to having those conversations, but just with an agent that don't look like you. It comes off just naturally. Hey, how dark is that actor? And you on the phone like, what?
Well, here's the problem. Now, in the defense of the casting director, she's like, and I was like, oh, I was trying to help her out, right? Because I'm like, okay, and I'm like, well, I'm looking at me, and I'm like, well, I don't know, he looked like me, and she don't know who the fuck I am, right? So I'm over here on the phone, like, yeah, no, I think he's about my shade, like, you know, he black, you know, like what? And she's like, I know this just sounds so awful. It's just we're trying to match the parent to a child that we cast, and we can't tell from his reel what his skin tone is. But here's the thing. How many times have we seen TV shows where parents don't look nothing like the motherfucking kids? So they could have and hired that man. They didn't need to sit up here and pull out a goddamn paint color chart and shit from Sherman-Williams talking about which level of khaki is he? Because that's what the fuck they did, right?
Yeah, I was watching The Best Man too the other day. Best Man Holiday. In here quarantine, watching old ass movies.
Here's the funny thing about Best Man Holiday. I have this weird knack for knowing when things are going to go and they're going to flop. I do it every time. I was at UCLA when the former head, Adam something, came in and was a teacher that night. And he was talking about, well, we have a formula that we used. And when we kind of tweeted out about, you know, doing a Best Man 2, the response was overwhelming. And I was like, it's not the right time for it. No, but it had this much engagement. It had this and that. How'd the movie turn out?
Right. But you would think it's the narcissism of them and many, you know, white males that are in power that they think they know better and they think they know us better than we know ourselves. But one that it would really be business, like have business savvy and really be about making that money would have a team of Black women in high level positions and paying them very well and letting them make decisions. Black women control culture. We decide what is the trends. I don't understand why they don't tap more into that.
Yeah, but you're dealing with insecurities of people,
yes.
Right? So what's the first thing they tell you about the Black woman? Oh, well, you know, she's just so articulate and so intimidating, right? How many times have we heard that shit? Oh, Tiauna, you're just so intimidating. Shit used to happen in my office when they would have to audition open call. And the thing is they had the script ahead of time. So I don't even know why they were tripping. I sat at the table. I'm pretty stoic with my shit. I just look at them. Let them do their little thing. The white folks every time. You're just you're just so intimidating. I can't remember. I'm sitting at my fucking table. Right. Towering over you. You better get this right, motherfucker. I didn't do that. Right? I'm just sitting there like, okay, whenever you're ready.
Ready. Yeah, whatever you're ready.
So intimidating. People of color would come in and be like, oh, I'm just so nervous. And I picked up on it instantly. White folks, I'm intimidating. Everybody else, they're nervous. Nerves are natural. Nerves are natural. That lets me know you care. I want you to be nervous. That means you want this, right?
You want to do your best.
So when you're asking why these cats don't have Black women in there running shit, it's because we scare the fuck out of them. Because white women don't be about their shit the way Black women do. Black women are like, oh, you late. You knew we had this meeting at this time. You should have been here, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. I dropped my kids off too. Even fucked my husband before I left the house.
Right. Hello. Sure did.
Like Black women don't have time for the bullshit.
Right.
And you can't be upset about it because you created it through slavery. You created a system through buck breaking to where now the Black woman had to be like, how the fuck do I protect my man? And how the fuck do I protect my son? And how the fuck do I protect my daughter? Okay, I'm gonna have to quarterback this motherfucker and run shit.
Yep.
So you created a system to where we were already fucking excellent. Let's be honest here. But now you got us in a system where we operate at like optimum efficiency at all motherfucking times. And now you don't like it? You liked it in the past. You fucking loved it. But now that you gotta pay us, you don't like the shit.
That's what I was gonna say, because now I want equity. I want to be paid what I know I'm worth.
Where them Tubmans at?
Listen.
I want my tubs. Run me my money, Trump.
Run me my damn money. And I found that
shit. Where the money at?
Where's the money? And you know, I've had some situations recently because of my little side hustle freelance work that I don't tell nobody I do, but people know about it, so I do it, working in media, doing PR and stuff. And I'm to the point now where my rate is what it is. There are no negotiations because I'm also already probably cheaper, of course, than a boutique agency and what somebody else is charging. They can do half of what I do. Mm-hmm. Like my people are everywhere. That's how you hear about me. I don't promote myself. I don't advertise. But you're like, damn, girl, I see you on you're on NBC. Who's working with you? Oh, this girl, Erica Watson. I need her number. But then now I know my worth. And you gotta pay me what I'm worth or I won't take the job. Now, Erica, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I would have just wanted the opportunity. Let me jump on it. Let me hop on it. I'm not doing it anymore because you sell your soul for bullshit. And at the end, you got to take care of you. And in this industry too, I'm finding people just don't want to pay Black women in particular what they're worth.
Correct.
And it's some bullshit. And I ain't going for it. And everybody's telling you to preach all the stuff you're saying. Somebody said, yes, I'm on my stuff.
You get the Jackson Agency after dark.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to let me on the task force now, Erica.
Right. Don't blame it on me. They're like, she was on this unknown website show. This nightcap with Eric. No one even knows who the hell she is. She was on the show. They were getting drunk talking about Black Power shit in Hamburg. And the Illuminati, they were having these conversations. Yeah. So I know you go to that task force and you're gonna take care of business. I love it. Yeah, everybody's showing you love. Talk about income disparity with talent and crew. Somebody said, can you speak to that?
Well, you already know that they tend to underpay or pay at scale. They'll pay somebody else their quote, which is what their salary requirement is, and then they might just offer scale to someone else. But you're also dealing with a hustle that the guilds allow. So let me break that down. Let me use this example. Jesse Milestone booked a Nike commercial, probably back in 2015 at this point, maybe 2014. And we were told that role was supposed to be principal, meaning she was, a lead in the commercial, one of the main characters. And in that commercial, she is a professional fencer. She's actually a fencing referee. And so she went up against a male in this promo spot for Nike. And so we got paid scale to start, and scale at the time, I think was like $6.25 and like 75 cents. Okay. So $600 is good money for a commercial, good money for a day, and it was a SAG commercial. So she actually had to join the union because she was a must join, which means she just dropped $3,000 to join this guild so she could do this Nike commercial, because the theory was she should have earned about $50,000 on the commercial because it was union.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, she just randomly gets a check for another $675. And it's a buyout. And they're like, oh, you've been downgraded and here's your final check. Peace. So this woman's basically made like $1,200 plus in this Nike commercial that has Serena Williams at the end. So check this out. She sent me the commercial. She showed me the commercial. And what they did was they made sure that nobody's faces were visible but Serena's. So they go and they show like some folks like playing soccer. And they show the three of them standing there with their little pose, and the camera goes and like that. And they jar the camera so nobody can be seen. They're blurry. Then they go and do the same thing, water polo at the pool. Right? They didn't blur Jessie and her friend out because they had on the masks. So you couldn't see their faces. So the fencers, they didn't need to jar the camera. So I end up calling up there and I'm like, yo, what? How? Like, how did we get downgraded? And they told me flat out, they said, the producer has the ability to downgrade if the talent is not seen in the commercial. And see, this is what people don't understand. You give me information like this, and I already know how it all works and how it all flowed together. And I said, damn, this is fucking brilliant. These production companies are appeasing the labor unions by going SAG, but the guilds are giving them an out of make another production company with a lower budget, because you saw the dancers talk about that, where they said they'll go and say the music video only has $100,000 budget, and then they try to pay the dancers $250, and these dancers are like dancing with Missy Elliott, just working their asses off, and they're only getting paid like $250, right? Because they'll go and do non-union under one production company and union under another. Okay. I worked for the prop company who did the same shit. They would be union under one company with Local 44 and be non-union and hire everybody else up under there. Okay? So they do play this game, and the unions allow for it. So since we're on the subject of CSA and IATSE, you might want to go take a look at the fiscal responsibility of SAG-AFTRA while you're at it. Because feel like $34 million in salary a year when most of your members only make an average of $2,000 a year is a bit fucking egregious. Gag order. You see that with Kaya? Gag order is wild, honey. Girl, I'm so lit. I'm trying to take the cap off and it's already
off.
That's sad. That's sad.
I know. I love it. This is what a nightcap is about. Wow. First of all, you are really dropping some
yeah, they're gonna kill me. My car's probably gonna explode.
Well, I was gonna say I won't keep you much longer. I will say this: most of the average actor doesn't really even make. You already know this. My friends that are not SAG make more money than me.
Oh yeah, non-union is where it's at, honey. Money is flowing.
Yeah. And there's some actors I've seen, they do a lot of indie work. They're getting a lot of great attention. And then I just assumed, oh, they're probably in the union. And I talked to them like, oh, no, I've never been in the union. And I'm like, but you've been an actor for 20 years and you've been in all these indie films. They're like, no, I'm not in the union. I'm like, wow. I'm not going to speak against the unions. I don't fight nobody. But I will say this. Also, most of us aren't even aware really of the way in which unions really work and how things should go and about pay disparity and stuff like that. I myself use this time for quarantine to really study and read up on things and be aware and to actually get involved in it so I can see what's going on. People want to be union so bad. They get their union card, but then they're not even involved or going to meetings or talking to people or have no understanding of in the ways the union could benefit them at all or not benefit them. So
y'all need to go in there and Marie Antoinette them hoes for real.
Yeah. And I listen. I would say my friends that are living in the places, somebody said Atlanta. I was going to say that like my actor friends that are in Atlanta are having a totally different experience than those of us that are here in Chicago and other cities. But don't
worry. Atlanta's about to get fucked up real quick. I've already seen SAG ultra low budget start popping up over there as soon as quarantine was up. Y'all about to get fucked.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 125. Have fun with that because that's what we've been seeing in California this whole fucking time.
Listen, and here too. But then on the other hand, seeing that I am a director and wanting to shoot and produce things, I'm glad that option exists. But I think the people that have the money and the budgets that can do it should pay people scale and should really.
It's all about saving money. I mean, that's why the states that do the tax credits are the states that end up popping. You saw what happened with Michigan.
Right.
Tax credits were so good, folks was going to Michigan. Like, it's cold. Feel it.
Right. Who goes to Michigan?
Everybody moves here. Oh, we can take the tax credits away. Michigan gone.
Yeah. Wow.
Louisiana, I think everybody enjoyed Louisiana, but where Louisiana fucked up was making that anti-gay bill. They didn't realize the gay folks running this shit.
Right.
And so they have this shit so fast out of the only thing that films down there is Claus. And I don't even know why Claus films down there, to be honest.
I was wondering about that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got our little staples here. All the Dick Wolf shows are here. Of course, The Chi, stuff like that. You know, it's unfortunate here because once, like for instance, if you do Chicago Fire or Chicago Med as a day player or walk on or what is it, guest star, co-star, whatever it is, then you can't do any of the other shows. So you're here. I've gotten a quick 3-liner on Med. So now I got to sit out 2 years and wait before I can act in that universe again. So for me, I've been on several episodes of Empire. I've already been on, I think I've done Med and Fire. I haven't done PD. Of course, I did The Chi. I wasn't recurring, but I was in several episodes the first season. So I'm sitting here like it's time to make a move. I have to move on. And I think that's where Chicago actors suffer, because there's a lot of non-union work here, but once you join the union, that you can't do it. So you got to move on.
Like financial core.
Huh?
You can elect financial core. They just don't want you to.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And all you have to do is try to go to LA and try to be signed by the Jackson agency, but she's on.
For real?
That's all the Chicago. So everybody Chicago, go ahead and submit your little headshots. She's not gonna pay attention now because she already signed people during quarantine.
We're kind of busy.
Next time.
No, it happens with folks from New York. You know, they've worked the same 10 or 12 shows there, and they're like, I'm capped out. I'm in LA now because we've got 200 shows. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. It is tough. And I think there's also this misconception that just because you got your little co-star on the 5-6 shows in Georgia, that all of a sudden you're going to hit it big in LA. Anybody care?
That is not the case.
Don't understand that when they come over. They're like, but I got this, that, and the other. Yeah, but your reel is literally like, I don't sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your reel. And you're like, but I was a co-star on this, 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 and this. And I'm looking at your reel, and then I might give you a monologue, and it's like, oh, no, baby. You know? And so it's funny because I talked to a lot of casting directors during quarantine, right? And they all wanted to talk to me because I have an office in Atlanta. And they were like, you're in Atlanta? We want to go into that market. And we tried to do some things there. Like, they won't admit that, like, they weren't getting good actors. That was what they were getting at. And so they were like, where are you getting your clients from? And I'm like, well, mine have to like jump through hoops and hurdles and like light themselves on fire. But for the most part, what you're seeing from the other agencies is they're signing folks from out of state. So that's why their rosters are so big.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of Los Angeles and New York based people. And so you're going to have to pull in from there. And that's why a lot of them have been more open and receptive to bringing in someone from New York. They were very anti Los Angeles at first. So that was why I had to separate our branding for Georgia and separate it from LA, because they were very anti-LA. Now everybody off in there, so they have no choice. Wow. But the problem is that you took an industry that is, what, $2 billion a year, and you uprooted it from Los Angeles, and you dropped it in Georgia. And then you said, oh, we need some local actors. They still don't have a good improv school down there. They don't have Meisner. They do Stanislavski. Like, we don't do method acting anymore. So you're dealing with a market that has a shit ton of money pumped into it, but they have no good training. Like, just, that's the truth. There's no groundlings. There's no UCB. There's nothing that holds weight and value for us to be able to actively like market you. And so that's been the challenge. And so that's why when you watch some of these shows, and I mean, I watched the Chicago shows. I've been watching Chicago Fire even when it was trash until it got good in season 6. Okay. There were times where I was like, God, I wish this show was done so I could just quit. Right. But it's like, I've been watching it for 5 years at this point. Let me just keep going. And I've seen episodes where we have co-stars on there and I'll be like, oh no. You know, when I could cry on cue and then you get on set and, and you're like, what the fuck is that? You've got a tib-fib fracture, which hurts like hell. You technically should be passed out right now, and you can't even muster out a fucking tear?
You damn near dead.
Fuck, man.
You are damn near dead. And
I'm so happy that you guys get a chance to fulfill your dream and be on TV, but if we're talking about quality here, LA is where it's at. New York is where it's at. I'm sorry.
Well, and the thing is, that's why, though, here in Chicago, they limit us to a day player walk-on role. All the series regulars and recurring are cast out of LA.
Some out of New York now. I'm seeing that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, Chicago has a very strong theater community. So, yeah. And then a lot of those hardcore Steppenwolf Goodman folks aren't necessarily thinking about being on TV. They're true actors.
And there's a significant difference that people don't understand. You guys go to school for BFAs and MFAs and you're taught to own the stage and do all that. You can't do that shit with a camera.
No, absolutely not.
An extreme close-up. You don't get to do all this if it's just
get over emote.
Exactly. No. And the sound guys will be like, oh, whoa, what? You
calm it on down.
Doing this might cost $5,000.
Yes.
You know, so it's an adjustment. It really is. And that was like, when you talk about like year one struggles, it was me trying to convey this to people of like, listen, that's great. You got an MFA, but you're going to need some on-camera training, right? I don't care if you came from Juilliard. I had cast from Juilliard. I had a dude from Juilliard that when I got his tapes, I was like, they must have just let you in because you were black. And I know that, but it was not the truth. Like, I've never seen such terrible acting in my life. I think he was a fucking quota. Like, I really do.
But look, so it first of all, you are so ignorant. That is ridiculous. But I've seen horrible actors in LA too. Everybody's just pretty out there.
Yeah.
I've
seen my actors.
Yeah, well, so I was gonna say, because I'm nosy, and first of all, I want to tell you, I love your marketing. I love your branding and everything about the way you've positioned your brand, from the color to the way I pay attention to those kind of things. That's the PR girl in me.
Rebranding during COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love it. And I also love the way in which your actors, their headshots are and the way you present them. Like, it looks like a cohesive representation. Like, you don't have all these different jumbled people coming from all different kind of ways. It's so consistent and cohesive. Mm-hmm. And you are an agent, but you also obviously have a pretty brilliant marketing mind. I don't think a lot of agencies are coming from that perspective, that understanding the whole entire package should probably be tight. It's just not consistent in a lot of ways. But I noticed, I was like, your actors, I looked at their stuff, like all the headshots are bomb. It's all consistent. It seems like kind of like if somebody's on bullshit, they can't be signed to you. No matter even how much of a brilliant actor they are, if the shit isn't right, it just seems like you're not going to waste your time with them.
We might give them a chance to fix it. They claim, I promise I'll fix it. I'll do it. Blah, 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 blah. And then they don't do it. And it's like, all right, bye. Well, why'd you drop me? Because you ain't done shit.
Right.
So then they still have a background on it. We done told you 50 times. Take that shit off.
Right.
I thought I did. No, you didn't.
No.
Like, I mean, that's my day. No. I had one of my clients email one of my interns talking about, can you edit my reel? Honey, I chewed his ass out so bad and copied in his identical twin brother. They ain't said shit since. He was probably like, you better not fuck this up for me.
Right.
They ain't said shit. I'm like, listen, don't you ever purse your lips. Hell, I probably even said your fingertips at this point because he wrote it on a goddamn email. Don't you ever approach one of my interns talking about, can you edit my reel?
Right. The thing is, though, it seems like, though, you also, it's not just chewing people out and telling folks off just for the hell of it. Like, you truly, like, you want to see the best, and you want y'all to win, and you want to make some damn money.
I can't win without the talent. It's a fucking talent agency.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing worse than seeing a role that's perfect for somebody, and then they never put that headshot up you asked them to put up 2 weeks ago. That's just fucking annoying.
I can imagine. I would never. I can't be an agent. I couldn't
either. I'm done. I quit.
Right? Don't. It's too late.
We closed. I posted
too late.
We closed.
It's too late. You on task force now, honey. You ain't going nowhere. They done got your ass on task force. They want you to come in and make some changes.
No, they use this black face, this pretty little black face.
Yeah.
And you already know, once they find out about the LGBTQ, they're going to have me out there wearing a goddamn flag on the red carpet.
Honey, and you're going to be an out.
I won't even do that shit. That's the thing. So that's the funny thing when I tell people, I'm like, listen, I'm black over everything. Yeah, I'm gay, but I don't do that gay shit. I just don't. That's not me.
That's another, we got to have that conversation another day. So you're not going to be in the Out magazine 100 top lesbian.
If they hit me up, sure. I mean, but I'm not wearing no fucking flag. The fuck?
If you ever wear a flag,
then you know they done cloned my ass.
I'm gonna be like, that ain't
fucking Gucci man up in this bitch. I'm not the same person.
I'm like, it's MK Ultra. They done got her.
MK Ultra. I'm dead. That's what that shit is. I don't do fucking gay flag shit. I just don't. That's not me. I'm black. That's my community. That's the community that I identify with.
I get it. And I think there are many people that also
be Gucci, but I'm more likely to be killed for being black than I am for being a lesbian at this point.
I get your point of view. Yeah. And I mean, I believe I definitely have a lot of friends that work in the industry that are gay or lesbian, and they don't lead with that. It doesn't, It's just not. But you got to also remember, just like it's people riding the woke wave, there are some people that make a conscious decision.
It's good money, gay money. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because my gay friends will tell me all the time, that person doesn't even ever do anything ever really for the gay community. But on camera, they're wearing that.
I already know. I know who you're talking about.
I mean, so many times some of my gay friends who work in the industry will call like, "Oh my God, I met them and they're a complete asshole. They don't care."
That's why.
Yeah. So I think, well, I'm just happy that there's a woman like you that exists, that has an agency like yours, and that you are making a big impact on the industry. I'm happy you're there. Yeah, and I'm glad.
Are we sure that I am? I don't see enough of my clients on TV. So until we on TV every damn day of the week, we ain't done.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's like things about to start picking up. When have they projected that things will get back to shooting?
They don't know. But them commercial folks want that money, so them casting directors like, listen, y'all gonna have to put your mask on and come on up in here and then get the fuck out. Yeah. Put your mask back on when we done. Bye. Don't touch nothing. Don't hang around. It basically, all the white women casting directors have turned into black mothers.
You're right.
Don't touch shit. Don't say shit. Wait till we call your name. Come in. Do what you got to do.
Don't ask for nothing. You ain't hungry. Use the bathroom before we leave. Yes.
Yeah, they can't use the bathroom. Everybody mad about that shit.
That's true. Just bring your mask, come do your shit, and get out. Wow.
That's what it should have been the whole time anyway. But yeah, they're trying to hang out all day and shit. I'm like, what?
But I didn't realize people are as nasty as they are. I didn't know, because some of the stuff that they're saying, oh, we're gonna actually clean the bathroom. Y'all, shit, you should have been doing that. What the fuck?
Well, we're talking about that. That was like COVID when the grocery store all of a sudden started doing what the fuck the grocery store should have been doing the whole time. So it took a virus that ain't nobody really know where the fuck it came from. Because China say it was us, and Trump say it was China. Okay, right. He can't fucking say China. Why is it China?
China.
Huh? So all of a sudden they sanitizing everything, wiping everything down. I'm like, hold up, y'all ain't been doing this shit the whole time. You telling us 1,000 people a day coming in this motherfucker picking their nose with their nasty ass kids with dirty diapers and shit, and y'all haven't wiped down a fucking thing?
Not a damn thing. No. And I didn't know so many people go to the bathroom and piss and do what they do and don't wash their hands. I was in denial. I did not know that people don't wash their hands.
They literally had a whole ass cholera outbreak in the 1800s. Like, what are you talking about?
I'm in denial. I also didn't know. I mean, my white friends told me they don't wash their legs in the shower. I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay, so here's what happened. I'm about to be, okay, this is my whole face, right? So yeah. I hooked up with somebody afterward, got in the shower, team shower. Hey, don't zoom in on me for this.
Yeah, wait, because I gotta hear this shit. Okay, fine, go ahead. Shit.
She was black, right? She looked at me to make sure I washed my legs. I just started laughing. She was like, "You gonna wash them legs, right?" That shit is real. You gotta wash everything. Like, what do you
gotta wash? Things drip down legs, honey. Legs do a lot. Legs are exposed to a lot of things. Wash your damn legs in the shower. Take a bath every now and then too.
Wow, it's hot in here.
I'm hot, and I know it's getting late. I didn't even expect you to talk to me.
Don't wear this shit in the summer. I'll tell you that.
Right. Good, though. Well, I'm enjoying having this nightcap with you. Before you go, though, is there anything in particular you want to say, especially, like I said, to the writers and actors that are aspiring, or even the ones that are tired of white representatives and ready to come to the promised land?
I'm going to need certain folks to stop being crabs in the fucking barrel. We got to put all this other shit aside. I don't care if you're mad about the gay shit. I don't care if you a fucking Trump lover. I don't care if you think Candace Owens, that's that one, is your next wife. Black folks got to come together, period. We got to put all that shit aside because everybody else is working together. We have to come together and pool our resources so that we have Black economic wealth and empowerment. And if we don't do that shit, we're going to continue to have these little tokens. Like y'all saw today, Idris Elba over here talking about take all my culture, just don't take my life. You didn't see that shit?
Where was that at?
On Twitter.
Idris.
Idris out here fucking up the culture. See, Idris was the first one that was paid to say he had COVID, but his wife hanging on his shoulder, breathing all up in his goddamn face. See? So now Idris done came out here and said, hold on, I still got the tab up. Let me show you what Idris done said today.
What?
Idris, he trending, y'all. Idris,
the thing. I hate to
said, take my art, culture, fashion, not my life, but take my music and my science. Idris done gave permission for all the shit they done took anyway.
Already! They already took it!
And now they're gonna be like, well, Idris said it was okay, and you guys like Idris. He's the next James Bond. This is the shit I'm talking about. We gotta police each other. And this is why these British folks gotta like take a back seat for a minute, because they fucking up what we trying to do here. Like,
wait a minute.
Stop.
Idris, but what is your life without your culture and without who you are? Your music, it's all you.
Welcome to the Jackson.
But this is the thing. Personally, I felt that Idris probably should even be a bigger star than he is. There's been some blockages. So maybe he's had to do some things so he can get what he probably should have rightfully been getting. I don't know. Like
I'm gonna say he didn't do some things they wanted him to do. I don't think Idris comes off to me. He doesn't come off to me as a fuckboy.
No, I don't think so.
He's teetering the balance, but you already know. Terry Crews let them grab his junk, and he on America's Got Talent right now. Gag order.
I'm just gonna put the camera on you. Hold on, I'll be back.
All I'm saying is you got to pick and choose what works for you. You know what I'm saying? If you got to get popped in the ass to get put on, well, you got to make that decision if that's going to work for you. Tupac talked about that shit. Y'all wasn't.
Did. But I feel like I'm safe because I'm a fat Black girl. So I think I won't have these.
What I heard is even worse. They treat the girls worse than the boys. The boys, they just pop them in the ass. The girls, they hitting every hole. That's what I heard.
Even the fat girls? What?
They probably like them joints. Lizzo revolutionizing everything and shit.
Oh, absolutely. No, don't get me wrong now. My DM is popping just as much as any skinny bitch. But
ain't nobody be DMing me nothing. But I want to be an actor. Can you help me? I don't get
well, that is the DM. And then you see, the thing is that you're an upstanding citizen. They don't know bullshit. Because the DM, you're supposed to be like, oh yeah, you want to sign to the roster? Come over here and do what you do.
I can't do all that. Somebody sent a Valentine's Day card to the office talking about I'm looking for an agent. What in the fuck? Y'all gotta make better choices. Like
a girl or a guy.
And yeah, we putting your ass on notice. Don't do that shit again. That's like, I deal with just dumb shit all day. Like, you want to know what it's like to be a Black agent? Like, people just fuck with you all day just because they can. This dude gave me a letter that had 2 little dinosaurs and shit, talking about this his script and all kinds of shit. And I just made a joke on my personal Instagram and said, why does man send me a picture of 2 dinosaurs doing it Brokeback? You have to have humor, because otherwise I'm going to fucking die.
Right. No, I could imagine the type of shit that's in them submissions. Mm-hmm. This is the thing. I'm not the greatest actress in the world. I'm a writer and director that happened to be funny. So I started doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. But I'm not your actress. There's shit I can do. And if you give me that, I'm gonna kill it. But no, do I have the range of these other, and it's not, I don't want anybody saying I'm hating on myself or downplaying myself. It's the business of it. you got to be real with what your skill set is. I know what I bring to the table.
Absolutely. That's the problem. That's why I tell a lot of people. I said, a lot of you guys are not honest with yourselves.
Right.
You over here talking, yeah, I can do this. Where the tape at?
Right. No, it's certain shit I cannot do. And then there's certain things like you just turn the camera on and we're good to go. And it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's great. I know what lane I'm in and I stay there. That's where I want to be. But I feel like there's so many people that are not honest with themselves. And also that think all I need is a rep. All I need is an agent. And it'll happen for me. That's all I need is representation. And it's like, I was gonna ask you though, do you encourage your performers to create their own content? Do you want them to have their web series and their things that they're doing on their own?
Yeah, Zatanna and Bay, Aaron, right now, we be creating content. Dan took it upon himself to make a whole ass like history video, animated and shit for white folks so they can understand the history of Juneteenth. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you can't come here if you're not about that life. Stevenson makes content, Bridget John makes content, Van Cooper makes content, Tony Scott makes content when he feel like it. He's my poet boo. So he do what he got to do for the diaspora.
Yeah,
we are not playing with you hoes. That's what I keep trying to tell you. Y'all been on my clients, and it stops now.
Yes, I love it. Well, I would love to have some of them on my little show, and and let me say, I appreciate you coming on when I'm still a little show that could trying. I am getting some good attention though. I've gotten some interest, but I will say that you were so open to like, yeah, sure, I'll come on. That'll be great. There have been other people that turned up their nose until last week. They saw that I had the state's attorney of Chicago on, and then people were reaching out. Oh, by the way, I would love to have my client. Oh, because I had Kim Fox on my show now.
New York Times, same shit. Oh, hey, I saw you New York Times. I want you to be my agent. Where your resume at? Oh, I don't have one.
What?
Girl, see, and so that was the problem with Georgia, is that they were all doing background, and then they were like, well, I've been in 15 Marvel movies, and I want to be an actor now, and I need an agent. And I'm like, okay, where have you trained? Well, I haven't trained. I've been background in 15 Marvel movies. Yeah, that's not how this works.
That is not how
that's like this is. So that's what they do to the black agent. That's why I wrote that shit about to be a black agent is to be devalued, because they approach me like I'm some motherfucking fuckboy.
Because guess what? And I'm going to say this, and it's going to piss some people off.
Hey, yeah, put that on the shirt. I can send you my logo.
We're not playing with you.
I'll go to the task force meeting with that shit on.
You better do
it. That
should be the first item on the agenda. We're not playing with you, but also, and some of this we'll save for another time, maybe a private conversation. I have to also say, because I've been repped by some in particular, a lot of these black agents ain't on shit. A lot of these black agents ain't on bullshit.
No, because they don't understand how the industry works. They just
they have no idea,
and they submitted and they magically went out. They don't understand how it works like I do.
No, these agents, I'm telling you, I've repped in particular.
Well, I talk to them. I'm here thinking I have a colleague I can talk to and be like, hey man, blah 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 blah, and they're like, oh, I never really thought about it.
No, they don't know. They don't know. And I'm like, because I lived in New York and because of some of the stuff I've done on the comedy scene, comedians have a different entryway sometimes to getting opportunities than the average actor does. For one, because we're on stage every night and there's somebody in the audience that sees us, oh, we're casting for new whatever. We love for you to come in, So there have been situations I've been in and you're my agent, but all you know how to do is submit for day player roles. You've never, you have no idea. You don't have any kind of connects in the industry to put a filler. I'm calling you to tell you a project just got green.
Connects are hard to get though. You know that, right?
Huh?
Connects are hard to get though. They are lock and key, like for real.
Yes, but Tiauna, if I'm a fat girl on the south side of Chicago and got LA connects, if VPs of networks take my fucking call, bitch, you can't get a call. Come on.
You'd be surprised. We played fuck today with Netflix. The girl sit up here telling me we don't take unsolicited submissions. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I'm over here submitting to somebody else over there and they had no problem. See, they'll play, but she was a white girl, that's why. So they'll play that fuck game with you and they'll do it with the agents too. They really will. And I even called them out about that. I said, listen, you guys are over here acting like I don't have value. I've been in this, and this. I've done this, and this. And I'm left-handed and black and gay and a Pisces. So under diversity and inclusion, y'all should be doing business with me. I told them that.
The fact that
I told them that shit, and they were like, okay, we'll read your stuff. I was like, thank you.
It's the Pisces in you that even said that shit, because I'm a Pisces too. Wait, when's your birthday?
Everything. February 21st.
Oh, I'm the 26th of February. Yeah, we don't have good sense.
Good sense? I thought you said I was great.
No. Now that I know you're a sister in Pisces,
like the rest of them. Okay, you want to
we don't have good sense. But I enjoyed this convo. People are writing, she needs to come back. Oh, and here they're saying you need a podcast, Tiauna.
I ain't got time. Y'all over here, I need you to be my agent. When I got time to do a podcast. You see, I'm over here. It's 9:00 at night taping. There you go. This is podcast right now.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, people are
I was literally in the hospital Tuesday night. Y'all talking about I need you to be my agent. I'm fucking dying. Like y'all are like literally pancreas is like, yeah, no, we're not gonna work no more.
No.
I need you to be my agent. The fuck?
Well, you gotta take some time for yourself. I mean, I know you're a superhero.
All you bitches is dropped.
Yeah, this is
I'm on the task force now, baby.
You're on that damn task force. I want to come to the task force meeting just so I can see first white folks out.
I'm like, no, we don't need no black folks. That's diminishing your brand and your value and lowering your expectations. Just think about it. Think about how late they be. You saw what happened with Vin Diesel. He's half black. You know that. That's gonna be me on the motherfucking task force. I'm like, oh my God, Tiauna, you're breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, why aren't there any black people on the task force? Well, we had one.
He's like, all the boxes. We got all the boxes with Tiauna. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is true. You all like everything: gay, black,
Pisces, left-handed. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there you go. Oh my God,
white school educated. I'm a fucking dream.
They gonna put you on every goddamn task force.
They better. Give me them Tubmans. I'll do it.
Yes. So what's next for you? What are you doing?
So let's see. Right now we're looking. I'm gonna sign another round of writers hopefully next week. So I'm excited about that. Put some more faces here on our writing team, and we're actively pitching projects right now. So even though there's COVID and Corona, you see how I switch it up? Yes. Well, what we're doing is so since Corona is still doing its thing, we have IP to sell on the literary side. So we can go to the studios, go to the networks, go to production companies with all of the wonderful IP that we have here. And then there's been a slight increase in breakdowns. We're nowhere near 100%, but I would say we're probably at 12 to 15% of normal. We were running about 6% when COVID hit. So you're starting to see more things starting to get cast, a lot of feature films, and all of them are shooting in states that are opened, right? They're just like, all right, cool, we're going to move production to Georgia now, thanks. Nobody cares, everyone's dying. We got a movie, okay? So it's that. That's pretty much it. I'm just in here working when I'm not in the fucking hospital. That's it.
Listen, we need you on the front lines, on the battlefield. You can't be in no hospitals. We need you healthy.
Tell that to my pancreas.
Are you drinking water? I see you drinking wine.
You said it was a requirement.
Yeah, I sure did. Everybody knows you need a nightcap to come on my show. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens for you next. I'm hoping that in the near future, I'll be getting an opportunity to direct or write something and your talent will be in it and there'll be ways we can work together. It's you truly are a breath of fresh air. You're everything I thought you would be and more. And now that I know you're a Pisces girl, you're gonna be my friend. You ain't getting rid of me.
I never had braces.
You never had braces?
No.
Those are your real teeth?
Yeah.
Let me get a close up.
Yeah.
Look at her teeth, y'all. See? Nay, that's why your DM stays popping, Tiauna.
Not the way I'd like it to be.
Right.
For representation, not for hoes.
Right.
It's 2020. Where the hoes at?
Where the hoes at? We not playing. Well, let me put the poll back up. We not playing with you hoes. To all the hoes out there that Tiauna is not playing with. To all the hoes on task force and beyond. Know that Tiauna Jackson is a force to be reckoned with. So if you don't want the truth and the real deal, don't fuck with her. But if you want some real shit, she is the woman to talk to. And good luck to all you LA and New York actors trying to get on her roster. It ain't gonna happen no time soon when I'm rooting for y'all. But as far as the writers go, I'm happy that you are doing what you do because we need writers.
They wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. After the New York Times, every last one of them motherfuckers was emailing and calling. And I'm like, we only rep actors. We'll just read my script anyway. What the fuck? That's not, no. And they just wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. So then I looked at everything. Diverse Representation partnered with the Committee of Black Writers of the WGA, and they put out their numbers. And they said over 50%, I think it was like 54% of our members still don't have agents.
Right.
And I was like,
that's crazy.
Fuck that shit. Franchise. But then I got in there and found out they don't want to work with a black agent. They want to be a fucking CAA and have ponies and fucking rainbows and glitter and shit. They don't understand the value of helping me build up to that level in our vision and our image. And so that's why I say, if you're a crab in the barrel, stay the fuck away from me. We're not about that life. I'm working with folks who want to grow and build. So it's the same thing. When somebody says, oh, your show isn't good enough for me, fuck them. And remember that shit, because they're going to try to come back.
They are.
And try to come back under different names and shit. And I'm like, I remember your
You are so, no, I know. It's a, even a particular black casting agent that I asked to be on this show, and she threw me dust, honey.
Don't even start me on her. I already know.
Yeah. Oh, you probably know what it is. And there's the particular role I wanted. I'll tell you about it. So, yeah. And she threw me dust, and I'm just like,
you inflated on me 3 times. So, like George Bush say, fool me once, shame, shame. Yeah, that shit. For me, even just type, okay, yeah, how about this day?
I don't understand what
I reached out to quite a few prominent black casting directors when everybody started burning shit down. I said, right now, it is important more than ever that we show a united front.
Yeah.
So I have an ask. Let me be your agent. They said no. Or didn't respond.
See
what I'm saying? So they don't really give a fuck. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. They don't give a fuck about you. All they want to do is be in their elite little circle, and they stay in their circle because even though it's the United States, we got the same caste system that India got.
Yeah.
You're going to have to claw your way up into their fucking circle so that you can have a seat at the table, or we can all band together and create our own fucking table and live in our fucking image.
Yep.
That's the shit I'm on now. Fuck your table.
Fuck your table.
You guys are a bunch of fuckboys wearing fucking sneakers and shit. You were grown ass fucking men and women buying all these goddamn sneakers. That's the one person I really like. I like you guys. But everybody else, fuck them.
Listen. And some people are just meant to be sheep and follow whatever is seen as the in crowd and popular thing. But truly the people that are revolutionary and do their own thing are the ones that are on the right side of history and are the ones we remember. The people that take risk and do their own thing. And in this day and age, especially with online streaming services and all these other things, even as a performer and a writer, you don't have to wait for somebody to give you a seat at the table. You can do your own shit. Now what you need is water. Is that water?
Yeah.
I got my water too, but mine is in the ghetto container.
Oh, well, you at your house. I'm at my office.
Right, that's true. Yes. Well, I feel like I kept you at your job a lot longer, and I kept you away from work.
I be here all the time. I got 24/7 access. I just be in here working and shit, dealing with emails and all that shit. You know, some of these motherfuckers have sent me some emails. I guarantee it.
Right.
I'm not taking anybody. Yeah, I saw you on Erica's show. Here's my Actors Access profile.
Look, everybody do not bombard her.
They did that shit after I did another live stream on one of the casting sites. I said, no, I'm not taking nobody. I got like, oh, I saw your video on Casting Frontier. If you saw my video, you would have heard me explicitly state, we're not open. Like, we're not accepting open calls. So I know you didn't watch the fucking video. You just thought you gonna shoot your shot.
Not shoot your shot. And I mean, I guess you can't blame them, but no, the point is to pay attention and follow directions. And if somebody says they're not looking right now, just be easy, chill. It's going to open up again. And it'll be the perfect time. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
I like it on the task force.
Listen, you in this task force. I can't wait to read about that in New York Times. Talent agent, Tiauna Jackson.
I'm on the task force.
Shut a motherfucking task force down.
I'm on the task force.
I can't wait to hear about this task force.
Be in there and be the porch monkey they want me to be.
No, that's what your mouth say. You ain't gonna be no damn porch monkey.
I agree. We don't need to let these black folks in here.
After you, the task force ain't gonna take no more submissions. They gonna be like, we're not taking any more.
In light of recent events, you're not on the task force.
We're not taking any more entries to the task force. We had Tiauna Jackson. That's all we needed.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
She and herself is the task force. I'm excited for you. Go in there and do your thing, honey. I'm sure sooner than we think we will see some of your talent winning top level awards. And you making extremely major moves. So much so you might go ahead and open an office in Chicago. And come up on some of these day player roles, the big money. Yeah. And it's cold here too. You ain't got to come here to have an office, Tiauna. What is the problem?
Barriers to entry. There's a reason why I have offices in all the regions. They won't give me the breakdowns without them.
That's true. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Give them my home address. That's fine. And over here in the hood, they'll be like, you know what? That's the worst agency. Her ass over in Auburn Gresham. Look it up. She in Inglewood. The Tiauna Jackson agency on the southwest side of Chicago. I wouldn't even do that to you. You need a downtown address.
Yeah, not that life. I struggle when I go to downtown LA. It's crazy down there, man.
Yeah. Well, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I just want to say thank you again for coming on my show. I so appreciate you. I don't know you, we haven't met, but I'm very proud of what you do. Like I said, when I read the article about you in the New York Times, I actually sent it to my agent and was like, look at her, look at what she's doing. So you are setting an example and a trailblazer.
What the agent say?
My agent is a Black woman here in Chicago.
So
she's your biggest cheerleader. You probably haven't. You've never spoken to her or met her. But Viva Riley is called Promote Talent Agency.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, she's super she's like you. When she saw the WGA franchise that you were doing, she was like, "That's right, bitch. Make it happen. You better do it." And I think that that's important that other people that are even in your same field see you, salute you, and want to see you win. That's very important. And these crabs in a barrel.
Call my people in. Get us booked on these shows. Stop playing favorites. I mean, we went out for one of these major shows, and my client was like, I just watched the episode. They cast Tracy Ullman. I know for a fact I did it better. And I'm like, yep, this is the politics we're talking about.
Yeah. Where
the casting director be rep by the same fucking agency, see?
That is... Well, I mean, I think that speaks to why even right now, so many of the writers in the Writers Guild are beefing with the agency.
I won't even say casting director, the director too. Like that's the thing. You have a model that is a one-stop shop. They have the financing, the distribution. They're even repping the fucking management companies now. You know that? So you know how the WGA and 3 members of the ATA are having that fight?
Yeah.
All they did was management company up under CAA, everybody up under that management company now.
Wow.
So you're not in violation of the WGA rules, but I guarantee you CAA closing them motherfucking deals. Gag order.
God damn! Can't we win?
Anyway, I'm trying to end this show. I could go all night, girl. I got all this.
No, I know. I'm just like, then when you think about these kind of things, it's like, how can we win?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, my best friend gets on me all the time because I vent to him about a lot of this shit, and I'm like, how does no one else see the shit I see? And he was like, T, you just different. Like, he's just like, and I'm like, fuck. How I see all this shit. It's out there in plain fucking sight. Like,
yeah.
Y'all gotta stop drinking the fluoride in the water or some shit and wake the fuck up. Wake up.
Well, when you do wake up, that means you have to, once you wake up and know something's going on, you have to act accordingly. And some people would rather be asleep and not be aware. There's
Rick,
something.
I need a shirt that say wake up. That's what I need.
Yeah.
She's gonna make me.
People need to wake up. I know, even for me, as being as in, I read the trades. I try to do whatever, but I'm not in LA. Y'all are privy to a whole.
I need to ask you a question about that because I'm trying to find it. It casually popped up on Twitter. They're gonna do a Native American movie, Native American led movie that is the Native American point of view of like the Indian Wars and Civil Wars. And I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't click on it, and now I need it because it's important.
That kind of stuff is always in my feed. I didn't
tell
really
you the reason why it's important, and I need somebody to find it and send it to me. Here's why.
Okay.
They're going to use it as propaganda against the Black movement. The reason why is because of the Buffalo Soldiers. Buffalo Soldiers killed a lot of fucking Indians. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to use that to say, well, y'all killed Indians. The white folks killed Indians. I mean, you not no good different than us. And so I need to know about it now so we can get it shut the fuck down. It's got to die. It's got to go. I got to do to that Indian movie what they did to Nate Turner's Birth of a Nation. Like, I need
didn't they shut his shit down?
They shut that bitch down. Drug up old shit. Like old shit. To shut it down.
But was it Black people that were part of the issue shutting his project down?
They did it perfectly. They let it have a bidding war at Sundance, and as soon as it closed for I think like 13 million, the next day they dropped the article. He had a rape charge. Even though he went to trial and was found guilty, something happened because the girl unfortunately took her own life. So you already know it was a fucked up situation that went down. You know what I'm saying? But they knew. See, he was able to make that thing on his own. And what he did is he planted a seed. If they would have aired that movie, it's just like what they did with The Banker. Yeah. They shut down The Banker behind some sexual assault allegations from the son. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but he's not in the fucking movie. His daddy did. So why you shut that movie down? They don't want us to understand that we have done great things. They don't want us to uprise. See, because if Birth of a Nation came out, this whole burning shit down, oh, that's child's play. Right. Birth of a Nation, it's the motherfucking purge. That's what I'm waiting on. So I need to know what that project is. It has to go bye-bye because it's going to fuck up everything. So y'all need to help me with that. Thanks. I got to go to the bathroom, though. Like, we and water.
I'll let you go to the bathroom. Y'all, you heard the woman. If you see it on Twitter, and if I see it, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna look at my Twitter feed.
It's either Deadline or Hollywood Reporter. Somebody had posted it, and I can't remember who, because I started unfollowing a whole bunch of Black A-listers because I just see them lying. I was like, fuck it, I'm not following you. I unfollowed like everybody. I was like, no.
Yeah, a lot of them are full of bullshit. I'm part of me is very happy. I don't plan on ever being in the in crowd. It's just whatever, them rich people's problems. These motherfuckers got they got money.
They're struggling.
Yeah.
Doing that 125 a day SAG, ultra low budget. So
right. And that's me. So I don't even,
At least I'm getting $12.50.
Damn, that's what your commission
is. My hourly wage once. It's 3 cents an hour, just so you know. I'm literally like the fucking sweatshop. It's fucking great.
It's coming. Your actor's about to be booking some big shit. I do think, when this shit is all over, people are going to be ready to get out there. And hopefully we're going to ride this wave and some really great Black productions and productions for people of color really come out.
You really believe that?
I'm hoping at least one or two more. I mean, goddamn. Is it all in vain?
Yeah, it's pointless. They you remember in junior high when we used to do the fundraiser where we sell all the shit, make our parents buy up all the shit at work and shit, and we hop in that little machine and catch them little money bucks?
Yes.
That's what these Black A-listers doing right now. Oh, yeah. I'm writing an op-ed. I wasn't hired either after I said that about Matt Damon. I'm gonna tell you right now, I emailed that lady. She never fucking hit me back. So
I've read that article.
Everybody you can fucking think of. I've literally handed my card to Spike Lee outside of one of them little pop-ups where they hand the celebrity shit. I gave my card to Spike Lee the night before he won the Oscar. Ain't heard from him.
Spike a Pisces, so he crazy like us.
It don't matter. You see me out here doing this shit.
Yeah.
The least you could do is see what the fuck I got going on.
I'm surprised at that. And I hate, not that I'm that.
I've seen like all of his movies, but like 3 of them.
I'm surprised about that.
I'm not. That's how these cats are. That's how they all are. They'll sit up here. Oh yeah, women's rights. Don't fuck with you. You're not a CAA. I told one of my clients the game today about Ava and what she did. You want to hear? Think about it. International distribution of movies, right? In order to get the sales agent to get it overseas, there is one requirement that you have to meet. That film has to air in one movie theater in the United States.
Okay.
Who just bought themselves a movie theater? Who then opened up their little rebel camp and let all these other people come in with their little movies that they aired in her theater, and then goes and signs a deal with Netflix. So she has a catalog. So you guys are getting bamboozled by the okie doke. And you know what? I hope she proves me wrong. I hope y'all be like, yo, Ava, Tiauna talking shit. Do that. Because then at least she can put her money where her mouth is. It's one thing to be great and hold these events and, hey, community, come in and screen your shit. It's another to say, hey, obscure, unknown person, I'm going to put you on. Now, don't even start. Well, she's done it for the directors. Yes, she has. But where are they at? They're already inside the guild. They're probably rep by the same agency as her. See what I'm saying? They will look out for their own before they will really take the time and energy to invest in building up someone who has promise. Here, we've built up hundreds of people who have promise. I've invested the time, energy, and money because I know what it takes, and I am blatantly aware that I'm privileged as fuck. I done went to all the white people schools. I get it.
I thought they were supposed to be like some secret group of lesbians that all help each other. You don't go to the movie?
We don't help each other. They don't like me. They don't like me because I got a gay face, see? They hit me up after the New York Times and called me and invited me to the group. And then I said, how'd you know? And they said, your picture.
Your face is very gay.
How'd you find out about the group? Apparently, I have a gay face. And they would laugh, right? Perfect icebreaker. I'm telling you, if you really want to work together, get at me. Because I'm out here fucking doing this shit. Everybody else is lying. I have to pee.
Tiauna, go pee.
Bye.
But I have to. Cheers to you. Thank you. I am a supporter. I'm a sit back and watch you do your thing. We will cross paths again. I actually want you to come back on the show again. And I definitely want to have some of your talent on. So
I'm going to send you a whole bunch of stuff because we got series airing right now and all kinds of cool things. And you're really going to love who I'm going to hook you up with because she's got a book out and she's a VP at a major network.
Yes. I need that. And I love Black folks and I want plenty of Black and brown faces on my show. And I'm definitely, as I climb the ladder, wherever it takes me, I'm always going to remember people that took a chance on me when nobody knew who I was. So I appreciate you.
Nobody knows who I am. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, they know enough to DM you and ask you to rep them.
That's annoying.
Yeah. I know. But
not Tiana. We've said this before.
No. Happy Juneteenth, Tiana.
Happy Juneteenth.
And keep fighting the power. If I get a call late at night that you locked up or something in jail after this task force meeting, I will put a little bit on your books. I've heard that's what they do, put on books. I've never had anybody in jail. I don't know, but
you see this face? I'm so pretty. I'll be well taken care of.
You will be in jail. Yeah, hell yeah.
It'd be great.
You got the gay face, girl. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Cheers, honey. Thank you so much, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
All right.
Good
night, everybody.
Good night. Look, y'all not gonna get a more real conversation than that, especially from a talent agent. Do not bombard my new talent agent friend with all y'all little raggedy resumes and cover letters and these horrible headshots. Don't do it. But go to her website, and when her information, we and her were so busy talking, I don't think did I put her banner up? Let me go to her. I don't think I put Tiana's information up. We were so busy talking. I want you all see right there. I have her website and her office phone number. Don't call the office, I think. I would say go to the website, look and see when the Jackson agency is having calls for submissions for actors and writers, and then submit. Follow the rules. Trust me, with any agent that's out here that's really working, they appreciate if you follow the rules. Because if you don't follow rules, then they know you're going to be on some bullshit when they're sending you out to these auditions. And if you don't have a certain body of work, there's certain level of agents that you probably shouldn't even approach. We'll talk about that another time. I'm actually going to have my agent come on the show sometime in July, and she's going to break down, especially for those y'all in Chicago that are looking for representation and doing things here. So with that being said, happy goddamn Juneteenth, y'all. I love you all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the comments. Y'all were on fire tonight. Yeah, okay. I see what kind of guests I got to have one to entertain y'all. But yeah, this was a real ass conversation. Share it with your friends. Let people see it. And once again, when the Jackson agency is looking for new people to rep, make sure you submit, but follow the rules. Do it the right way. With that being said, it is Juneteenth, and it's all about financial freedom. I am your host, Miss Poundcakes, and I need some financial freedom. It takes me a little bit of money to produce this show. So do me a great favor. And please support me, because it's Juneteenth, damn it. Tip your stripper, Miss Poundcakes. I got a Cash App and I got a Venmo. Even give me $6.19 like everybody else was doing today. I know in Chicago we did that. Businesses had $6.19 specials. So if 10 of y'all send me $6, I can pay to host my show for a whole month. I feel like I'm asking you all to sponsor a child in Africa, but I'm not talking about a child in Africa. I'm talking about a big bitch in Chicago on the South Side. You can sponsor a big girl comedian on the South Side of Chicago with just $6.19 a month. Give to the Erica Faye Watson Cash App or the Venmo and save a fat black South Side Chicago girl. I'll be able to eat, for a price of a mocha frappe venti. You can change my life. You can keep my show going. All right. Love y'all. Thank you so much for watching the show. And yeah, enjoy Juneteenth, y'all. It's almost over. We got 30 minutes in Chicago to continue to be celebrating Juneteenth. I love y'all. I will see you again soon. Show me love. And tune in tomorrow night. It's a celebration for Full Figured Fashion Week. I have Full Figured Fashion Week is happening later in June. And we're going to celebrate tomorrow, talking about plus fashion, body image, body positivity. And I got some really dope, amazing people on the show tomorrow night. So don't forget. And then on Saturday, we're celebrating dads. I got some male comedians coming on that are also dads to talk shit about fatherhood and all the horrible gifts they got for Father's Day from their kids. So we're going to have fun. But yeah, that's that. Any questions? Any questions, y'all? Let's see. Somebody got a question? Look at my comments. It's hot as hell in my house. I look like I am sweating. I don't know. Oh, somebody said they're gonna cash at me. Thank you. My husband and I cash apping you, and y'all did before too, twice. Thank you, Queen and King James and Jerry Wright. King Jam and Jerry Wright. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put a list together of people that have given to my Cash App and really show them love. Somebody else said, great show today. All right, y'all. We are out of here. I'm so damn hot in my house. I gotta turn my fucking air conditioning on. This is crazy. One more time. Don't forget. It's Juneteenth. Tip your stripper, Miss Pound Cakes. I will take your Cash App and your Venmo. Y'all want me to stay off these polls and to stay on this show? Send me $6.19 for Juneteenth. Do it. Be good. Support a South Side of Chicago comedian today. All right. I love it. Oh, Bridget says she Cash at me. Thank you so much. Bridget, whoever you are, I love you, girl. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Somebody said great show. I'm glad y'all loved the show tonight. That was really good. And don't jump in Tiana's DMs. Please don't. Lord Jesus. Okay, guys. Love y'all. Have a good night. And I'll see you all tomorrow. The show will be good tomorrow. It's going to be juicy. It's going to be real juicy. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.